We got Phil Collins coming in here in about 15, 20 minutes, so there you go. Genesis, Turn It On Again starts this fine radio show.
He'll be on the air this afternoon. You get it?
Yeah, we get it. Thank you, Dennis. Could you leave?
Want me out?
Yeah, well, we want you out. The show's like, lagging a little bit. Then we call Dennis Falcone, and he comes in here and helps out a little bit.
But we didn't call him.
No kidding. That's why I said get the fuck out.
He's getting a little too comfortable just walking in on shows.
You think?
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
And then it becomes, then it's not special, so I don't need him anymore.
He doesn't want to do what he does anymore.
I'll find another Dennis Falcone. That's easy.
2 seconds.
In 2 seconds. I got him right here, the Matt Cuban.
Carl Falcone.
Genesis, Turn It On Again. I haven't heard that song in years, Vic Henley.
I love that song.
Do you really?
I'm a big, I like even the crappy Genesis songs I like.
Like which ones are the crappy ones?
Well, that's him by himself. Susu Studio's horrible.
That's a great song.
Nah,
that's not good?
No, I don't think so.
I'm Cuban. I thought that was the best one.
No, really? What does being Cuban have to do with
We can't dance to it. It's garbage.
And you can dance to Susu Studio.
I can dance to anything.
I think
that's right. That goes back to you being Cuban.
I think that's why he wrote the book, too, because he didn't want to be known just for Susu Studio. So he decided it's time to write a book and just let it all out there. So
Follow you, follow me.
Follow you, follow me. That's not a shitty Genesis
I like
song.
that one. No, I was going to say, I'm going back to...
I'm trying to think of a shitty Genesis song. I was playing a lot of Genesis on the way in today. Mama.
Oh.
That's not a shitty one,
No,
is it?
that's a good song. Yeah, that's a good one.
We Can't Dance.
That's questionable. That's on the fence.
That's a little
I'm on the fence on that one. Right.
What's the one with the Reagan? Reagan, he was like a big those
Land
animated.
of Confusion.
Oh, that was my favorite.
Well, that was the great TV show from England. Where they used the puppets.
Yeah.
As the politicians,
Yeah.
and it was a series, and it's really famous. And I'm drawing a
It was on
complete blank.
CBS here. In the
I don't know.
For a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Really?
Thanks. Yeah, it's called.
Yeah, it was like it was some bar in D.C. and all there was humans and puppets.
It was a massive hit in England, and they brought it over here. And I just looked it up 2 weeks ago and forgot. They're called the something.
I only know the video. I didn't realize there was an actual TV show.
It was a super successful political satire show that they tried to spin off over here.
DC Follies?
Yeah, it's something.
What year was that?
That was 87 to 89.
If you look up,
I'm only 40.
Look up puppets. Look up
puppets. All right, look up puppets.
Political puppet TV show.
That's exactly what I looked up.
Political
puppet
puppets.
TV show.
By the way, it's I Can't Dance. I was
going to say.
I got to correct myself before they start screaming at me on Twitter. Political
Spitting
puppet
Image
show.
Spitting Image.
You got it?
Spitting Image.
I don't think I've ever seen Spitting Image.
That's what it was, and it was awesome.
But that's what they based that video on?
Yes, exactly. That was taken out of that. But
Okay.
that's completely amazing. It was really funny, and didn't catch on over here.
Yeah, all right. But there you have it, Genesis. God, that's a good song. Turn It On Again.
That's a fabulous song.
I kind of like it a lot.
Well, did you enjoy the Mike and the Mechanics when they spun off into that?
I mean,
you don't have the father told his children through the missing years.
The missing years,
yes.
right.
But he didn't even write that.
No, that was after he left. That was Rutherford and Tony Banks. Mike Rutherford is...
No, that was his solo project.
Yeah, Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah.
So it was Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks.
Genesis did try to go on when Phil said, fuck you guys, my solo career is sweet.
Yes, and
I think around 96 he left Genesis, and they tried. I think they tried one album. I don't remember with who. I didn't give a fuck. I was done myself
I think Tony Banks was the drummer. Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks and Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel were the original, maybe.
You're missing one, I think.
I'm leaving somebody out.
I think you're missing one.
I'm never perfect.
That's all right.
I only come on here so people can correct me, and I can learn more.
Yeah, right. You're like a walking encyclopedia.
No, full of shit.
You're a walking encyclopedia.
I'm like Wikipedia. I can be corrected at any moment.
What were the original members of Genesis? You had the Peter Gabriel. You had Phil was on the drums.
Mike Rutherford, Tony Banks. Tony Banks on keyboard.
He sang his first song for Genesis on what album? Vic Henley.
Ooh, I don't know. I got nothing on that one.
On that one.
Jesus.
It was a song called More Fool Me off Selling England by the Pound.
There you go. Look at you. See?
I was into Genesis.
I don't care. I like it.
I was into Genesis.
I like it a lot. What was the double album? They did a double album.
Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
No, that's the one with Follow You, Follow Me, I think. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway is a great fucking album.
You know the song In the Cage?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But I'm trying to think of, in the mid-'80s, there was a double record, I think, if I'm not totally...
I don't know
they
if
got
you're
so
right
sassy.
about that.
I might be wrong. Again, I
don't know
only
if you're
come on
right
here to
about
be
that.
corrected.
You're confusing me a little bit here. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Abacab was not a double album?
No.
Right.
I could tell you something about Abacab.
That's what I'm thinking. That was the one I was thinking of. That sounds a lot like Turn It On Again. Abacab sounds a lot like Turn It On Again.
Speaking of Turn It On Again and Abacab, that was the song I lost my virginity to.
No.
Thank you very much.
No.
Abacab.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
To a girl that had a birth defect.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
And look, I know Abacab is 6 minutes and 58 seconds. I can tell you that much. But it was old school record players where you could get the song to play again.
That's mine, right?
All right, so I lasted. Well,
3 times? 3 songs?
You know what? I want to say I lasted, but I don't think I lasted to the end of the song if it was my first time.
I know you did. Impossible.
I think that's impossible.
What about you? Do you know yours, Cuban Man?
The first
your virginity record?
I paid for it.
That's the song?
Oh, you mean the song?
I paid for it.
Yeah.
Was that the song?
What band is that? I don't know. I paid for it.
Was this band called Material Issue?
Ooh.
Valerie, the name of the song was. I was at some fucking weirdo Nirvana dude's house.
Okay.
Not Steve Winwood's.
I was going to say Valerie.
No. It's a great song, Material Issue. Good band, one song.
All right, I like it.
All right.
Mine's Earth, Wind, and Fire.
She was a
fucking
fucking
After the
whore.
Loving's Gone.
After Love Is Gone, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That might be the best one.
That was, same thing. We used to just stack all the soul records where they would just play one after another and hope you made it to the end.
Yeah, I lost my virginity to a girl that had a birth defect. I mean, from like when you look at her, like I'm looking at you, she was beautiful. Everything was all right. But then, then when I went for the doggy, there was a dark tail of hair that went from her neck all the way down to her butthole.
Really?
Right in the middle, almost like it was a horse.
Like a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
I don't know what the fuck it was. It was dark and prominent.
That's not a defect. I got 30 stories like that with fucking girls.
A line all the way down?
Caribbean. It's like a hyena farm down there. I thought there was something wrong with her, like she had a fake leg or something.
We talked about this on the air for years, me and Anthony.
That's nothing. You just described half of Cuba.
It's not hair all over the back. It was just one line of hair from the back of her neck all the way down
We used to call them gators.
To her butt.
Hyena Farm.
That freaked me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a little nerve-wracking.
Well,
a little nerve-wracking.
That's not. I thought it was some real
But her
problem.
eyes were beautiful.
I was going to say, at least there wasn't the crying game situation going on. That could have been super nerve-wracking. Go to the Caribbean. It's a hyena farm.
You think it would have been super...
Crying game would have been more than anything awful.
Didn't Phil Collins blow Opie off? Well, no, it just wasn't that nice when I got a picture with him a few years back here at Sirius XM. I was so excited to meet him because Genesis was one of those bands I was really into for a while, and then he was here, and I'm like, Phil Collins is here, holy shit! And I wasn't like Jimmy, where Jimmy has to get celebrity pictures, but every once in a while I'll go for it, and that was one I wanted badly. Went into the green room, and I was fanboy, pretty much saying how much I loved Genesis growing up. He didn't give a fuck. And just wanted the picture taken, and I was kind of bummed.
I know.
I didn't expect some over the top thing, but maybe a slight smile or.
When you're fanboy, though, I've ruined it. I've only been fanboy once or twice, and I have totally gushed and ruined it and felt just like stare at the floor, turn and walk away.
With who?
Chicago was the first time I was at a corporate gig with them, and they had one big van to drive us all back to the hotel, and I was the first person in the van. And as soon as they all started piling in the van, they're all looking at me like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And they did not see me open. They didn't know that I'd been semi-funny in front of about 5,500 people at the Fox Theater in Atlanta, or 3,500 something. And they just literally, I was the dork that like, what's this dude doing in our van?
Right.
And then I didn't even let them get settled in. I'm like, you guys fucking crushed. I mean, I just fucking jizzed all over myself. Said there. I tried to do the musician thing. I'm like, you guys were tight. And they fucking tight. I just immediately just cried all the next 20 minutes back to the hotel. I'm just like,
I would have turned it on them and said, "You don't know who the fuck I am? I'm the trombone player."
I totally fucking did. Robert Lamb, the keyboard player, was sitting. He's the guy that sings "Saturday in the Park," and so after 15 minutes of just awkward awkward. You can just hear him mumbling in the back. Still, who the fuck is this guy? And he just reaches up and he's like, I heard you did really well. The agent actually did say you did really well. I know who you are. We didn't see it, but fuck these guys. They're just giving you shit.
That was nice.
Yeah, no, he was really sweet. And then when we went in the hotel, we were getting on the elevator together, and they went, I were just kind of busting your balls. You want to come up to the suite?
Oh, good.
And I was so fucking embarrassed. I'm like, no, I'm just going to go to my room.
You just said
no, and I
really?
didn't do it. Even though they offered and came back nice, I
would have went.
I went to my room and went, you fucking idiot, and berated myself for the next 20 years.
I don't know if I've ever seen Chicago. I'm trying to remember.
They're still good to this day.
I feel like I did in Rochester.
They're still good to this day.
At the Finger Lakes Performing Arts Center.
There you go. Fine.
I think. I feel like I saw.
The Walter guy, Walter still does all their charts for them. The horn guy, he's the one original, or one of the few. There's 2 or 3 of them that are still there. And yeah, he still does all the charts and arranges everything. And they, it's still Chicago. I was in the balcony and all by myself at this gig, and the whole staff, which is all black people in Atlanta, at the Fox, and they come,
really?
and they come, and they come, surprise, but they all come. They're all smoking weed. They're all up in the back.
Shut up.
They're all smoking. They're taking a break and they're
You're
all
making
smoking
that
weed.
up.
No, and I'm
Beautiful.
the one, fucking hillbilly idiot sitting there, and I went over to him and started, hitting off the joint with him, and I'm like, I literally, like, if I wasn't stupid enough earlier, I went, black people like Chicago?
Did you start Ebonics talking?
And they all went, black people love Chicago.
Of course they love Chicago.
No, and I'm like,
Okay.
wow, I learned something new.
With the horns?
Yes, that's what they all said. Every single one of them said.
Blacks like horns, right?
Normally, they put a horn section in something. I like that.
I think the blacks like the horns.
Blacks like the horns.
Now you sound like Ross Perot in 1992. You people love horns.
People like the horns.
You people love the horns.
Well, congratulations on Cleveland, man. I know that's sort of like
big win.
One of your homes.
I got it. I'm pulling for them. Although I still can't go. And even my girl who lives there is still, if the Cubs win, fine.
Right.
But
it's such a great story.
It's a great goddamn
Either way,
story.
it's going to be pretty cool.
Very excited.
For the country.
I almost wore my Windians shirt today.
Windians?
The dude that made my Super Cleveland shirt that I always wear in here, he's got a new one, GV Art in Cleveland.
Yeah.
They're selling out of shit right and left. And he makes a new one after every victory. So one a week they're coming out. You can't get in the store.
No kidding.
You cannot get in the store. Everything's sold out. And he brought me a Windian one.
And he's a friend of yours?
He goes to, his kids go to school with my children.
Gotcha.
Who are not my children.
They're sort of your children.
Oh, you got that going on too?
I do have that
I'm
going
in
on.
that program.
Wait, you're in that program?
Those kids ain't. I bought the farm with the chickens on it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's a nice way of saying it, Carl.
I did not know that.
I got them when they were 3.
Okay.
I missed all the fucking shit.
The twins were 3 and 4 when I showed up. Yeah.
All right, so they pretty much look at you that you're the dad, man.
Yeah, but if they really fuck up, I can blackjack deal it. Like, that ain't my problem. Thank you for playing.
That was a
No, I'm like, Marie, nobody in my family eats fucking batteries. That's your fucking. I don't know what he's doing in the corner.
That used to be. I forgot whose joke that was. But there was some New York comic that was in his act where he goes, "I was dating a blackjack dealer, and I knew it was over when she went." We're done.
Yeah.
She did the clap the table.
Like, I'm at the kid's soccer game and he's on the wrong field. I'm like, Marie, what the fuck?
That's your problem.
That was my kid. He was 9 goals already.
Isn't that the truth? But Cleveland won last night. I watched the little World Series.
The Cavaliers beat the shit out of the Knicks.
That's
by
why I'm saying
almost
about
30
Cleveland.
points too.
Fucking. I tweeted. What did I tweet? I said, "Meet the new Knicks, same as the old fucking Knicks." Went with the who?
Same as the old boss, right?
I went with the same as the old
Nothing
boss
wrong with
bullshit
that.
with the Knicks.
Yep.
I mean, come on. I know Cleveland is a great team. I get it. They're home. They're getting their rings. It's a tough spot to be in. But then to lose by 30 pounds. What, Paul?
Undertaker was there.
The Undertaker was at the game?
Yeah, in full gimmick and everything.
Yeah, and he was helping giving out the rings or something, or he was back.
Mick?
Or he was.
Isn't Mick the Undertaker?
There he is. Yeah, that's the picture I saw. He was meeting
Mick Foley,
everybody.
Foley's not the Undertaker. Who was
No,
it?
Mankind or Cactus Jack.
Who was Foley's first one? What was he
Mankind.
called? Mankind. Was that what he called himself?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He had a few, but
all my wrestling's from the 70s.
But the Cavaliers look great already. Did you hear about the Warriors though?
They lost to San Antonio.
They lost
in a spanking.
They lost by 29 points at home.
Great.
They didn't lose one game last year at home in the regular season.
They lost one
in the regular season.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did because I was going for the undefeated at home thing. San Antonio had
They
it
lost
going
late in
on.
the season, right?
Yeah, they both
Okay.
did. They both had They were both playing late in the season, and I think they were both trying for the
So
undefeated.
they lost their first home game by 29 points. And everyone's looking at the Warriors like they would run the table or come close.
40-1 is the best anybody's ever done. The Cavs have done 39-2, but nobody's gone 41-0 at home. I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Because I was hoping for it last year.
Was it late in the year? I'm trying to remember.
No, because late in the year, both of those were still in play. You had a
Right.
chance for them to go 73-9 and set the all-time record, and then you had the Spurs that were still unbeaten at home. But and both those they did get the 73-9.
Yeah.
But nobody got the 41-0 yet.
How do you know all that shit, Vic? It's a fucking bookie.
It's well, I did run a book.
Oh, that makes
how do you think I pay?
All right.
How do you think I pay for my college? My buddy and I made $19,000 in 10 weeks our senior year.
No shit.
Yeah, exactly.
In high
What'd
school
you
or
do?
college?
No, college. I had a full on. I had to go to bookie school. I went to a man's house
To learn it?
I went to a man's house to learn it, and he supposedly had won the house in a card game.
Oh, my God.
And it was like the wall of television.
Degenerate Harvard.
It's crazy, right? And I went to bookie school, and I'm not going to say
That's
the
awesome.
dude's name because in Alabama at the time, no matter the first time they caught you for gambling,
Yeah.
it was a misdemeanor, no matter how large your operation was. So if you had never been caught, and you could be running a $10 million gambling operation, if it was the first time they caught you, it was a $35 fine
Get the
and
fuck
a
out of
misdemeanor.
here. What's that about?
Totally. Well, thank you, Alabama lawmakers from the 50s or
Dukes of
whoever.
Hazzard.
Somebody, right? Exactly.
So when you say you went to bookie school, was it sort of official with this guy? Did you have to pay him a little bit?
No, I made my.
Or were you working? Were you working for him a little bit?
No. I
taking
knew
a taste?
I knew who. Yes, I gave him 10%.
He had to be taking a taste.
I gave him 10%.
He taught you the lay of
Yes.
the land, and then you had to give him a little taste.
He told me what to do. He
Gotcha.
told me how to move the points. I could lay off. If somebody went super crazy bet that I didn't want to take, I could shift part of it to him.
Oh, wow.
And I sat there for 3 afternoons in this man's house.
Did you set the points, or did he sort of go?
He gave it to me first, and then I would adjust it based on where my money was coming in.
Gotcha.
You know, if everybody's going one way, you got to start moving the line to get them to go back the other way.
And you made 19,000.
I mean, that was the best we ever did. We made $19,000 in 10 weeks.
What'd you do with it?
Blew it because we had the policy of ill-gotten gains have to be wasted.
Who the
So
fuck says stupid shit like that?
my partner and I agreed with him.
That's not stupid.
Everything I've got's been ill-gotten. I'd be homeless if I followed that.
When you get money that you know you just didn't earn,
Right.
of course you spend
Yeah.
it.
We blew it.
When I was a kid, I used to get hit by a car every 13 minutes trying to get money.
We walked into the War Eagle Supper Club, which was one of the only places you could see live music at the time in Auburn. Everybody else was a hotel lounge or a weird thing. This was a cinder block building 100 yards on the outside of town where you could still get liquor and break all the rules because it was a different county. And we walked in there one night, and I had like $1,000 in my pocket, and he had $800 or $900. And he looks at me, my friend, and he goes, "Let's go do the Old West thing." And I'm like, "What do you mean the Old West thing?" He goes, "Let's go storming through the saloon doors and go, 'Drinks on me,' and buy a round for the house."
Did you do it?
And we asked the bartender, "How much will it cost us to do that?"
All right.
And we didn't tell him how much we had in our pockets.
Right.
And he went like, $900 for the next hour.
Wow.
And so the band, I still remember the Telluride was the name of the band, and they were taking a break. They were playing the by the Allman Brothers, which is a long song. And
Wait, how does it go again?
It's an instrumental. I can't. Anyway, it's
Fuck.
so anyway, the band finished. Jessica, that's it. And so we go walking on stage, and they're taking a break. And the manager of the bar walked me and my buddy on stage and rang a bell that they would ring if you gave a big tip. And he was like, he pointed at both of us and said, "These two idiots have just bought liquor for everybody for the next hour."
Beautiful.
And we walked through the bar, and then when that hour went up, my other buddy goes, "I still got $600 in my pocket." And so we went over to him. The dude's name was Mad Dog. We're like, "Mad Dog, how much for another hour?" And we don't have another $900. He goes, "How much you got?" And he goes, $600. He goes, "Give it to me." He rang the bell again.
He rang it again.
Another hour. Here we
Did
go.
you get girls from
Yeah,
it? Or
did you
guys-
For the next semester, I got laid the entire.
really?
That's a good investment.
So it wasn't just the night.
No, you'd be walking through the campus and somebody come up to me and like,
legend.
You bought me drinks. Dow Altman played offensive line for a few years for the Dallas Cowboys. And every time this band came to the supper club, the guitar player would get on his shoulders because he had the wireless mic on.
Really?
And Dow Altman, who was like 6'5", 275, would walk around the bar the whole 20 minutes with a guitar player riding piggyback on his
Nice.
shoulders. And that was their trademark move.
Here, let me take this phone call. Jeff in Mississippi wants in badly. Let's say, what's up to Jeff? What do you got, Jeff?
Vic's sitting there talking about Lee, in the wall of TVs and stuff. Sometimes you need to keep your mouth shut, Vic. You need to be careful on that.
I'm Lee. I didn't say anybody's name, and his name wasn't Lee.
You did say Lee.
Well, I'm said wrong.
I'm just trying to take this guy's side.
My buddy that was in the cricket business with him, his name is David Dollahite, and I can say his name. I would totally say his name. Dollahite.
Why would you say his name?
Because he was in it with me, and he won't care. He won't care one bit that I'm throwing him under. Dollahite, we had so much money. We had so much money, and we're blowing so much money around town. Yeah. My sister-in-law sold Dollahite a fake Rolex, and because we were blowing so much money, everyone thought the Rolex was real.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Thank you, buddy. We're gonna have Phil Collins in here, hopefully in a few minutes. How are you, Mad Cuban?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, you still a TV star?
Yeah, I just came back from San Francisco. I did a bunch of TV.
Yeah. For the Food Network?
Yeah, that grocery games thing.
I don't watch it.
Me either.
Guy that you can't say his name right.
Guy Fieri.
No, you got to say Fieri or whatever the fuck.
How do you say it these days?
I'll take his side every time, Vic. He pays the bills.
I know he does.
I'll fucking knock you out if I have to.
But I mean, come on. It's
I understand.
It's
business.
It's Tony Dorsett. Tony Dorsett. It's all of a sudden it's switched.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Vic. I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
And why doesn't he do the show anymore, Carl? What's his problem?
I don't know. I don't think he has one.
All right, let's make sure he doesn't have a problem.
I'll make sure.
We're trying to clean up some problems these days.
I hear you.
Where's Fox Brothers Barbecue on your hat?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Fox Brothers Barbecue.
I should know
Best
that.
in Atlanta. Best brisket in Atlanta.
I should know that.
A lot of bums out there doing barbecue. He ain't one of them.
Okay.
Well,
there you go.
I think
they're from Texas originally. So.
Well, okay.
I've never had a bad barbecue.
Oh, dude, bad barbecue's worse than any bad.
Oh, you can get
it's bad.
I've never had a bad barbecue.
Vic, I mean, you know barbecue better than anybody.
Nothing worse.
It's all about the rub.
No, not really.
Moisture.
It is. It's about the moisture. It's got to be. I'm with him.
And how do you keep the moisture up?
You gotta know what you're doing.
Slow around with the clit.
The bird is the easiest thing to mess up. I heard you.
It was a little hacky.
It's okay.
It was a little hacky. It was a little hacky.
It's all right. I'll still give it to you.
I was hoping no one heard that one.
I'll still give it to you.
and tickle the butthole a little bit. Just a little bit, though.
Just slight.
Oh, my God,
Slight.
yes. Boy, could that go wrong fast.
Well, any of the southern, the greens can go wrong. The barbecue can go wrong. The chicken can go especially wrong if you're not. If you're
Chicken's a pain in the ass.
It'll all dry out on you.
Oh my God! I mean, if you got the moist chicken, nothing's better.
Yeah.
The best chicken barbecue I ever had is this guy named Sam Jones in North Carolina.
Right.
Yeah.
Best brisket I ever had.
Phil Collins.
Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
He's talking about barbecue, and we got Phil Collins walking in.
I don't know if Phil Collins is going to join us on the barbecue conversation.
I was told to go. I didn't mean to
No, please come in.
Come in.
Please come in. He was boring the hell out of us with his barbecue talk.
Me too, and my gambling.
How are you, Mr. Collins?
How are you, sir? Nice to meet you. My pleasure. You look good.
I'm Opie. That's Vic Henley, and that's Carl. And Opie and Vic Henley.
Rick.
Vic.
Yeah,
Rick,
Vic Henley.
Then I shall call you Vic.
You can call me anything you want, Phil Collins.
Vic.
Yeah, he's a stand-up comic. This guy's a star on the Food Network, a chef,
and this is his show.
And I do a little radio.
Yes, he's the host of this.
And I've been a huge fan of Phil Collins and Genesis forever.
We started.
It's a brave thing to admit.
I said that to him. I did say that to him.
Why is that? It got me through some good times, some bad times. I said it earlier to start the show. I will always love you because I lost my virginity to Abacab. How about that? I bet you've never heard that before.
No, I haven't. It's a 10-minute version on the song.
Well,
so that's pretty impressive.
Need that one. Well,
if you lost your virginity to a 10-minute song, that shows staying power, man.
I don't think I made it to the end of the song, sir.
Oh, okay,
I don't think I made it to the end of the song.
We did a faded out version.
Right.
Maybe that's it.
How? Congratulations! The Jimmy Fallon last night. It was great in the air tonight. That
I didn't see it, but
you didn't see it. It came across great, man. How did it feel?
It felt great, I mean, he's very funny, and it was when someone says you're fantastic, I mean, you really can't not enjoy that, can you?
I agree. That keeps me coming in here.
It was great fun, and the band. I had a couple of my guys there, but the band fantastic,
right?
And
Questlove was on the drums, and when he did the fill, the place went nuts.
Yeah.
The famous, Phil
Boom,
Collins
boom, boom, boom.
fill.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we'll-
Well, he was, there was had the edge. He was because he said to me that he'd kind of been a fan for a long time, and drummers, we're a fraternity.
Right. Yeah. But did you want to play the drums last night? I know you're having a tough time playing these days.
No, I'm steering clear of that for the moment. I've got to sit in my garage and
tinker around a little bit.
tinker around. Yeah.
How long has it been since you've been performing?
Well, depends. I did the U.S. Open,
Right.
so that's not long ago. That was just 2 songs. That's my
Yeah.
I wrote, really. But
The golf or the tennis? You're talking about the tennis?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the tennis.
all right,
I
sorry.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot. He did 2 songs to
All
open
right.
up the whole
Okay,
tournament.
sweet.
And then the three shows this year for charity. I've got a foundation with my third wife, who I'm back with.
I heard. Congratulations.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Lovely.
Did she give any of the money back?
No, do you know?
Sorry. I didn't see that coming. Me either. I'm out of breath. I apologize. I want to go home.
I was going to do an English TV show, and I didn't do the show for some different reason. But this guy, he's very, very camp, and I knew the first question he was going to ask.
Who is it?
Graham Norton.
Oh, yeah, Graham Norton. We love Graham Norton.
And I knew he was going to say, "Well, did you get the money back?"
Oh.
No,
I thought that was an original.
no. But you're the only person that's ever, because I didn't do the show with him.
Okay.
But you're the only person that's mentioned it. But
Okay.
no, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
No, of course not.
We get the answer, though.
No, I asked because
Yeah.
that was one of the biggest settlements.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I beat McCartney.
That was where I was going. That is exactly what I was about to ask you. Wow.
Can I say the number? I don't want to insult you. I heard it was close to 50.
Son of a bitch.
It was
50 mil.
that's 50 million Swiss francs.
That's even more.
Ooh, yes.
No, which is
Similar.
about 26 million quid.
Wow.
So double. All right. I didn't do mine.
She had a very good lawyer.
So-
She did. He was known as the Shark.
Yeah.
The Shark.
I got to ask you about In the Air Tonight. Was that going to be a Genesis song? I've heard over the years that there's been rumors that you had that song, but you didn't want to give it to the band at the time because you were sort of thinking that you want to maybe start a solo thing.
No, at that point, a solo album was not on the cards. I had spent about a year, just because the other guys in the band had been doing their own first solo albums. I've just been writing, and I'd come up with, 14, 15 songs. Well, they were doodles that became songs. I recorded them at home on my little studio. And then we had one day, the band moved into my house, because it was just me there. And we started rehearsing, and then we had a day when we played each other some stuff that we'd written. A couple of songs that Tony had left over from his album, Mike the same, me. I didn't know there was going to be an outlet for my stuff, because I didn't know I was going to make an album. So the chances are that I would have played them my best stuff.
Sure.
Because as far as I was concerned, this was not going to be the only outlet for it.
Right.
Tony Banks insists that he didn't hear it. Otherwise, he'd have nabbed it for the Genesis.
Oh, are you saying that you actually played it for them and they don't really remember?
I think he's saying
That's what you're thinking?
I played my demos to Mike and Tony,
Right.
of which one would have been
In the Air
Against
Tonight.
All Odds, one would have been In the Air Tonight, and the two that they chose, which was Misunderstanding, which
Right.
was
That's a good one.
that was a big hit.
It's a great one.
That's a great
and
song.
then Please Don't Ask, which was a very personal song, but they loved the song. So
Right.
So the rest I put back in my pocket until we'd finished Duke, which
Right.
was the album we were working on.
I love Duke, by the way. I love that album.
I was supposed to go up to. I did go up, in fact, to London to visit Ahmet Ertegun to play him Duke. Just because he was in London, and just keep him up to what we were doing. And he knew that I was going through a divorce, and I was not in a particularly good frame of mind. And he asked me what I was doing, and I had a cassette in my pocket, and I said, "Oh, I've been writing songs." He said, "Well, let me hear some." He heard In the Air Tonight, and he said, "Wow, man, this has got to be a record. This has got to be an album. I'll do anything you want, anything I can. It's got to be an album." And it's at that point that I knew was going to make a record, because I got so much enthusiasm from him, and I loved that man so much, and I respected him. That at that point, that's when I knew. But I will always be arguing about this Tony Banks thing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mike doesn't remember it all, which is.
Oh, Mike, come on!
That's good. He's on the fence.
Get in there, Mike.
He's on the fence. It doesn't matter.
That means he really remembers.
He's just not saying.
It hurts too much.
He's just not saying.
Right. And the first time you sang for Genesis, was it off Selling England by the Pound?
The first song I sang with Genesis was For Absent Friends, which was on Nursery Crime.
Oh, okay.
And then the next album, Nursery Crime. Then the next album was Foxtrot.
Right.
I didn't sing on that. I mean, I sang backing vocals.
Right.
I did all the backing vocals. And then there was Selling England, and that was more for me.
Yeah, that's the one. I always thought that was the first one you did for Genesis.
Yeah.
I just learned something today.
But Ahmet that's Clive Davis. This is one of the most influential people in music ever.
Yeah.
Possibly. So when he tells you, that's it right there.
Well, that's right. I mean, I got Genesis to sign in 1973. Our record label was up. Our record deal was up here. And I said, we really should sign with Atlantic, because Atlantic, such a great label, such a great history of music. And I was, a big R&B fan. And so Genesis signed to Atlantic, and, Ahmet became a great, great friend. I think, he saw that I was just playing drums then, but we became great pals because I was a jazz fan, and he knew I was an R&B fan. So we kind of had lots of mutual ground, and I loved him all the way down to the last.
Yeah, the Rubaiyat is a double CD. They did a 40th anniversary of Atlantic Records, and they had a big concert, I think, at Madison Square Garden or somewhere.
Yeah,
and everybody came and played.
Well, the 40th anniversary of Atlantic. Yeah, I played that.
You were on that.
Yeah,
I didn't know. See again.
I opened the show, which was just me on a piano. Right?
I love when I'm stupid.
No. It was me on a piano and a half full auditorium because people were arriving. Anyway, and Genesis did a
wasn't that at the Garden? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at the Garden.
All right.
Yeah, I love how he just.
And actually, Zeppelin. Zeppelin played, and I think Jason Bonham, who later played with Zepp, he played drums that night.
And a lot of people say, and I disagree with this, Mr. Collins, that you ruined the Zeppelin reunion at Live Aid. They didn't sound good, and it had nothing to do with Phil Collins.
Oh, in ’85?
'85, he was playing.
I remember he flew on the plane.
He flew from London to Philadelphia, right? Look at this smirk. You look at.
I remember every second of it.
I just got the book yesterday, but I've been researching online and whatnot, and you have a lot of regrets for going from London to Philadelphia for Live Aid.
Part of the book, the effects of the book, has made me realize, come to terms with. No wonder there was some, bad press, some, people getting annoyed with me, because I was everywhere, doing everything. I was doing this album. I mean, in 1 year, I did a Genesis album, I did a solo album, I did a Eric Clapton album, I did a Philip Bailey album, and I did a Frida from ABBA album.
Oh, I forgot about
Frida Lingstad.
No, I know, from ABBA. From ABBA. I forgot about the Philip Bailey project, too.
Philip Bailey was great stuff, man.
But I did all this stuff, and looking, working on the book and seeing how long the tours were and seeing the one thing after the other, I did come to understand why I became annoying, omnipresent and annoying.
Right.
And the things with the thing with Live Aid was it also came at a point where Phil Collins, is doing Live Aid, and he's not only going to do it once, he's going to do it twice, And I remember being asked, Sting and I had met at the Band Aid record, session, and we got on very well. So, you know, he called me and said, why don't we do something together? So we did something together at Wembley. And then before that, someone had asked me about playing with do I want to do anything else? And I always love playing drums with people. So I said, well, where's Eric and Robert? Because I'd just done albums with them.
Right.
And I was told they were both in America, playing in America. So I said, okay, well, that's that. And then a couple of days later, someone came back to me and said, you could do it. You could get Concord and do both. I said, all right, if it's possible, I'll do it. Yeah, no problem. So
I remember as a fan, I remember how cool that was.
That was very cool, yeah.
But I did say, I'm not the only one, am I? And they said, no, because Joanne Duran and Power Station were going to do, you know, that they shared members and they were going to do one, you know, set in each space. Anyway, by the time I got there, everybody had chickened out. So it was just me. So now I'm the flagship. I'm the flagship. You understand how this
I understand now.
Right.
It would have been nicer if there was a few other people.
Yeah,
that
you know,
decided
of course
to do
I
this.
arrive in Philadelphia and show off, you know.
Yeah.
But what we see, it's all in the book. I mean, you know, it is a good story, but this whole thing with Zeppelin started when Robert and I met in Dallas. I think either I was rehearsing there or he was rehearsing there, and he or I both came, together. And he said, "Could you get me on this show?" I said, "Man, you're Robert Plant. You don't need, you don't need me to get you on the show. Just call Bill Graham." And he said, "Oh, Bill Graham doesn't like us," which is another story. But I said, he said, "You, me, and Jimmy could do something." Page,
Wow.
I said, "Sure, that sounds like fun, you know." Yeah, count me in. I played with anybody. I play with everybody. I can, I got big ears. I saw Zepp's first gig at the Marquee. I can do this. Anyway, in the 2 weeks between that conversation and the concert, it's become Led Zeppelin. And it's not me, Jimmy, and Robert having a blow. This is John Paul Jones, and they've had a drummer that's been rehearsing with them for a week. So anyway, to cut a long story slightly shorter, I wasn't made to be very welcome in the Goat's Head caravan. Jimmy was very unhelpful. And
I'm going to use that for the rest of my life.
I was going to say that is the most tactful, English, polite way to say he was a dick to me.
My mother-in-law is very unhelpful.
He was very unhelpful.
And actually, Tony Thompson, bless his heart, who was the drummer, was a fantastic.
I was trying to remember his name. He wasn't having it that you were there as well.
He'd been rehearsing,
Right.
And suddenly there was this English dick that swans in off Concord,
Right.
Probably had a few champagnes, 4 grams of coke or something, and he's going to fuck my show up.
4.
Damn. It's like this.
Don't say I know. I don't know. I know one bump off the end of a key. I don't know 4 grams of coke.
I'm Cuban, Phil. You can direct all that to me. I'll sort it all out for you.
Believe me, I mean,
That's a
I had to
Tuesday.
be straight as a die on that day. It was a day of logistics and playing, and but. In fact, I think it was some of the guys in the Zepp caravan. I was made to feel very uncomfortable. And I say the drummer, I played with 2 drummers for a long time, and I said, I think we should try to avoid this kind of thing, try to avoid that kind of thing. And of course, we went on stage, and he did exactly what he wanted, and I was kind of found myself playing the air a bit.
So he didn't. You went the drummer hookup, and he didn't play along.
No, I mean,
so to speak.
I felt like walking off, but I couldn't walk off quietly.
Right.
And we'd now be sitting here talking about why did you walk off?
Oh my God, they wouldn't have let that down.
But they, you can see it. It's like Jimmy was not on his best, and Robert, you got to be match fit to sing that, plus the nerves.
Right.
And anyway, but I got pilloried for it. The reason I'm even talking about this is because the guys pilloried me in the music press for being pretty much the reason why they sounded crap, And so I just wanted to put, in a humorous way, and it is done in humour. It's not done in bad taste. I just wanted to put the record straight with that.
Yeah, the book. I mean, what I've read online here and there, excerpts. It's going to be a great read. Phil Collins not dead yet. The memoir is out now. So, yeah, I was disappointed by Zeppelin at Live Aid. That's for sure.
I'm not disappointed that he used the word pilloried twice.
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic. You just.
I don't know what that means.
And it wasn't.
I do. It's a medieval torture device. The pillory.
And it wasn't your fault. I mean, you were. I guess technically they call it being overexposed, but it wasn't like you were forcing the issue with all these people. Everybody wanted to do something with Phil Collins.
Well, right. If Clapton calls you and says, "Come produce my record,"
how do you say no?
Right,
how do you say no to all
exactly?
This was the thing. You know, these are calls. If you say no, they never call you back. I mean, Eric was a country neighbour friend. You know, we were great friends, and we were actually drinking pals before he knew I was a musician. But
okay, how'd that happen? Back that up for a second.
Yeah. He didn't get out very much. But when you were asked to do it, I just said yes because it was great fun to do.
Yeah.
But it was overexposure, and I have to say, I can understand it. If every time you turn on the radio, you're going to hear One More Night or Against All Odds or Sussudio or You Can't Love Everything. Oh, for fuck's sake, leave it out, you know.
Yeah.
And but I actually, since coming out here and talking about this, you know, I have to say that I only wrote Sussudio once. You know, and I recorded it once. Mm. I didn't record it 100,000 times, and I recorded it once.
Right.
And then people played it on the radio.
Yeah, I like the song.
Yeah, it's not that.
I love the
song, but if you magnify that,
yeah,
that's my favorite.
Is it your favorite?
Come on.
I'm Cuban. I'm Cuban. It's the best.
No, but he just said, "Oh, come on."
I got yelled at by Phil Collins.
Exactly. For liking Sussudio.
I really like Sussudio.
I don't dislike it. I just, you know,
and then
if I didn't hear it again, it wouldn't bother me. You know?
Well, but then American Psycho made that song just amazing.
Yeah.
Did you? Was it you that? Is the Clapton with Tina Turner tearing us apart? Was that?
Yeah.
Is that you? Was that on another record?
That was on an album. I produced 2 albums for Eric. One was Behind the Sun, and the other one was August.
That's on there. That's a great track. I always wondered if it was Clapton that reached out to Tina, or did she reach out, or as the producer, did you reach out?
No, I think we thought. I think probably. There might have been a Prince's Trust gig where we'd all come together and
right,
you know. But I tell you something that's terrifying.
Yeah,
is when you're a producer and obviously, you know, I'm a huge fan. I mean, I remember standing at the bus stop when I was 14. Huge fan. I was standing at the bus stop when I was 14, 15, listening to Cream play at a club by the bus stop. And then 25, 30 years later, I'm producing an album for him. You know, he's become one of my best friends.
Right.
And so he and Tina Turner did this vocal live, you know, in the studio together at the same time. And I knew when the track was going to be, you know, I knew when we were reaching the end of the column, what would be the fade. And I thought, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? So the tape stopped, and you know, they both looked at me in the control room, and I said, "That was great. That was very great, very great."
Right.
I mean, it's just an awful sort of. It's very great. And you know, I just went bright red.
Right. They're saying you got to go already. We were just getting started, but the book not dead yet. You're letting it all out there, talking about your divorce, the fact that you became an alcoholic at 55 years old. After you were just found yourself at home not doing much of anything, so you started drinking a lot and just watching sports on TV.
Yeah.
How's that going? You better?
Oh yeah.
I think he has a wine every now and then. Do you have a wine every now and then?
A couple glasses of wine.
You know, I mean, I didn't touch a drink for 3 years, and I moved into our new house a year ago. And it was the first Christmas, actually, a year ago. And I said to Tori, I said, you know what, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have a glass of champagne, celebrate. And I can have a couple of, you know, we haven't got time to discuss it, but I mean, I don't actually consider myself to have been an alcoholic. I had too much time on my hands because my family were living in Miami and I was living in Switzerland, and I'd retired, and I just got on a roll. Eventually, I started to kill myself, and so I can have a couple of glasses of wine, 2-3 glasses of wine, go to bed, you know, no problem. Stop drinking. Some days I don't drink at all.
Yeah. I guess I asked that because it was to a point where they were basically, you know, talking about if your papers were in order. You were in ICU in a hospital and it wasn't looking good. He's got to go? All right, they're freaking out. Phil, I mean, I'm a huge fan. I could have talked to you for another hour.
Yeah,
I can't wait to actually officially read the book, even though I've gone through a lot of it just online. Phil Collins not dead yet. All right. Anything else? You're going on tour a little bit?
Yeah,
a few
I'm
more
doing
dates?
some shows next year in Europe. Just 3 weeks of shows, and then we'll see. My son's going to be playing with me. He's 15.
What does he play?
He plays drums.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I saw some. He's really good. I saw him online.
Cool.
He knows what he's doing.
I would hope.
Of course. I mean, yeah.
Well, he
sure.
wouldn't be doing it if he didn't.
Right.
I mean, I would, I'm not sort of.
And you're good with the other kids?
Huh?
All the other kids, everyone's good?
Yeah, everyone's great. Yeah.
All right, good. All right, we'll take a quick break. Let's get Phil Collins out of here. Thank you.
I hate to see it.
Thank you, guys.
This was nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, good job. Studio.
This song became huge because of American Psycho, right, Eric?
That was the second time around.
What do you mean the second time
It
around?
was huge because every top 40 station.
Oh, no, I
played
understand
it,
when the song came out, it was huge.
but it got a second leg
Right.
from the movie.
Right. Another Life. Did you like Phil Collins?
Some.
No, I mean, did you like him on the show?
Yes, he was very good on
What
the
an
show.
asshole. You asked that question in any office, then your answer would have made sense. But we actually had the guy in.
Yeah, he was really good.
He was fun.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I was very nervous. I don't get nervous anymore with with interviews, but I grew up with Genesis. It was one of my bands when I was coming up.
You weren't nervous enough to ask him if his wife robbed him or not. Fuck. That woke me right. It was like I got amazed. Holy shit.
Well, I
didn't know where to go.
He remarried the wife.
I know, but you're going to see his face. Like, you hit him. He didn't even see that coming.
She took him for so much fucking money, and now they're back married. So I was just asking if she, gave back some of the money. Oh, she's gorgeous too. Good for you, Phil Collins.
And she's rich too.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Eric?
I don't remember now.
You don't remember?
No.
No.
I was going to say, yeah, you guys were a bit starstruck with him because, he comes in and he's walking with a cane and nobody bothers to help pull the rolling chair out from the console.
Dude, let me tell you something.
Let him sit
I'm
down.
not touching. He looked frail.
right.
I'm not catching a lawsuit at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
No, man.
If he goes down, he's down.
He sold, I think, over 250 million albums, I believe. He's one of 3 guys to do this.
Not bad.
There are 3 guys that sold over 200 million records in a band and solo. So you put the 2 together, right? You want to guess the 3? I gave you 1.
It's got to be
Michael Jackson. Jackson 5 in the...
All right, you got the other one. One to go.
It's got to be Beatles or McCartney or something like that. Right?
Yeah, something
Rolling
like
Stones.
It was Paul McCartney.
McCartney.
How many albums has Phil Collins sold? He is one of 3 recording artists, along with Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson, who have sold over. Oh, I was 100 million albums off. Sorry about that. Sorry. Thank God I didn't pull that question out. Who have sold over 100 million albums worldwide, both as solo artists and separately as principal members of a band. Okay. Why did I read 200 or 250 million somewhere? Vic Henley's back in studio. I was admitting I was a little nervous.
You were doing the.
I was a bit nervous.
You were doing the English pound. You were doing the pound $2 equivalent, so you double him up to 250, maybe.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Maybe you were
Maybe
doing
it was
the exchange rate.
No, it might have been an article from England.
From England.
I
Whatever.
swear I thought I saw 250.
I was nervous too, though. That was really cool.
When he was talking about Zeppelin and then he was finishing a story, I was just staring at him and I was thinking to myself, "Holy fuck, that's Phil Collins."
I know. I was
It
sitting
took
here.
me out of my game. I'm just looking at him. I'm like, I think I'm supposed to be listening to what he's saying right now, so I maybe have a follow-up question or maybe, go on to something else. If you listen back to the interview at the end of the Zeppelin thing, there's a weirdness there because I wasn't listening because I was thinking, oh my God, that's Phil Collins.
I was drinking water. The same thing. I was just like, I hope you can't hear me swallowing or saying, because no, I was mesmerized. Same thing. I was halfway paying attention.
He fucking yelled at me, bro.
And I wanted to. He told you. Even he was like, "Hey, don't get so excited about this in the studio." he almost shushed you.
Yeah.
He shushed me.
If you're around our age, you remember Phil Collins.
Dude.
No one was bigger than Phil Collins
He did
for a while.
Miami
there.
Vice. I was trying to throw in the Miami Vice reference because when he was saying he was everywhere,
right?
That during that period, he was on goddamn Miami Vice for a couple of episodes, or at least one.
I really thought we had him for a longer time because I wanted to ask him about the Paul McCartney thing. He pretty much has a problem with Paul McCartney because Paul McCartney basically said, "Oh, little Phil wants an autograph" or something like that. Yeah, he saw Paul McCartney at a function and he happened to have a Beatles book. And he goes, "Paul, can you sign this?" And Paul was with Heather Mills.
Ooh, the mean one.
And then Paul was showing off to Heather Mills and went, "Oh, look, little Phil wants an autograph." I think that's what it was. That the exact quote there, Paulie? Paulie,
He's pulling it up somewhere. Turn to us as
there you go. "Oh, Heather, our little Phil is a bit of a Beatles fan." And Phil Collins basically said, "Oh, go fuck yourself."
No kidding. He should.
Yes.
Well, now if Paul McCartney, I don't know. He's a little right wingy. I don't know if he's friendly or sweet. When he was with her, he was especially mean.
Right. We've seen him over the years.
I saw him in Cleveland in August. He was amazing, great concert. But I'm saying personally,
no, we've seen him over the years.
Oh yeah,
walking these hallways, and then one time I didn't personally see him, but some of the guys that used to work for the show way back when we were on 57th Street came running in one day and said, Phil, Jesus, Paul McCartney's walking down 57th Street, just walking down the street,
and he's regular.
And then people ran out to try to talk to him and get pictures. So
I did a walking tour in London where you paid. I walked around. You walk around, and the guy points out all the stuff. And I did a walking music tour, and we stopped outside his office, and the dude is apparently like the most insane Beatles maniac ever.
Right.
And so the guy had just told us, he goes, sometimes we stopped in front of where his office is in London. He goes, sometimes he's in there and he'll open up the window and say hello to us. And as soon as the fucker said it, Paul McCartney flipped the window open. No, he's done within 5 minutes. And he knew the guy's name, and he's like, "Hey there, Reg." And he's like, "Hey, Paul."
That's pretty cool.
And the 30 of us were standing there going, "Oh my fucking God." And he just sat there and waved. And then we moved on down to where the Jimi Hendrix first played or something. But it was a walking tour.
He didn't fucking wave.
No, he didn't wave. No, he didn't wave.
But I wanted to get more into, all of a sudden he just went away. I wanted to ask him about that. He was overexposed, not by his doing. Everyone wanted him, and then that became a bubble that just burst, unfortunately, and it happens to people that are just incredibly famous.
I like it when.
What year was that? Where he just sort of just faded away from everybody?
I don't know,
because then he popped up in 2007.
Well, in the 90s, he won an Oscar.
No, I understand that.
No, was it Lion King or something like that?
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That started the feud with South Park and him because Phil Collins beat South Park for the Oscar for the original song
for Blame Canada.
For Blame Canada, yeah, and they started doing episodes where they were making fun of Phil Collins.
So Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
So that was like the mid '90s.
That's '98, I think. Late '90s, maybe mid to late '90s.
Whatever the South Park movie is. That
Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is around 98.
I'm going to say.
Guessing, yeah,
I would say 98 too. I believe I was in Boston. That's how I know those things.
I remember.
You sort of remember where you were living, and then you can figure it out from there. So I would say 97, 98. But starting as a Genesis fan and a Phil Collins fan, and to watch him slowly get softer and softer, and by the end there, he was doing songs for Disney movies and like Eric said Broadway. I was out. I was like, I'm done with this guy. Right. I can't handle this anymore. And then he just disappeared for a bunch of years.
I like it when they do that, though. I do. Yeah. A lot of people have. That's like me leaving the phone. Right. You can't understand that I walk around a lot and like not having my phone.
Right.
And I think to have the wherewithal to go, fuck, enough of me. Everybody's had way too much of me. I'm just going to go over here and sit on the side. I applaud that.
I think he's 65, and the book. He talks about becoming, quote, because he says he's not an alcoholic per se, but he started drinking heavily when he turned like 55 years old because he found himself just at home with nothing to do.
That's right. I fight that urge every day.
But you didn't write in the air tonight.
No, I didn't. I didn't write shit. The stuff that I've written that I'm proud of is still awful.
And then he finally decided it's time to write a book and just let some of this shit out. So he's talking about, where he might not have gotten along with his kids and the divorces, and maybe it wasn't a good idea to, end one marriage with a fax.
Sure.
We didn't get to talk about that.
Know, right. I was going to ask him about his favorite drummer joke. The drummer's the joke, the butt of every band joke.
Yeah.
There's a million drummer jokes, and I know being a drummer, I bet you he could have rolled off 4 or 5 of them off the top.
I didn't ask him nothing else. That fucking good dude yelled at me, bro, for liking his own song.
Yeah, he gave you a sideways.
It was the wrong one.
He gave you a sideways glance.
He made that noise. I brought up Tina Turner and Clapton. He brought up, you brought up the wrong one, apparently.
Fucking Susu Studios, the shit.
Yeah, but that just shows you don't really know much about the guy.
I know Susu Studio. I should have known anything.
Yeah,
he's
but
about
that's
3,000 years old.
You can't hurry, love.
Right.
He covered Diana Ross.
And then I wanted to talk about Illegal Aliens, that song.
Oh, I thought you want to talk about it.
Right.
You can't write that song nowadays and put it on the radio.
True. I got in trouble in the hallway earlier for yelling stuff. Wow.
What the fuck?
Remember? No, when we started the show.
I'm all about Instagram story these days, like in and around the radio show. I'm popping some stuff up,
sure,
especially before the show and after the show. And we dealt with that a little bit. But Larry was freaking out because you were saying the N-word in the hallways.
Yes,
here
I
at
was
Sirius
loudly yelling it.
But then we were trying to explain to Larry that it's a song title,
and it's also Chris Rock from the Chris Rock Show on HBO. He was spoofing Taxi Cab Confessions, the HBO thing. And so Rock, and I don't know if it's staged or not, but it is one of the most hilarious things. He's the taxi driver, and he gets the most middle-aged, nerdy Jewish woman that you can imagine as his passenger, and he asks her, he does the oldest hip-hop, he lures her into the argument of it's modern-day poetry, and she agrees. She's like, yes, it is. And then the first song that he cues up is can a nigger get a table dance? Can a nigger get a table dance? And he starts playing it. And you see the woman sitting in the back. She still won't break. She's sitting there bopping her head from side. It's like, I like it. It's really good. It's really amazing.
I love when those liberals get raped by reality.
It's fucking perfect. And I still think that should be a euphemism for any time anyone can't get something they want.
Absolutely.
Your daughter should be able to go into kindergarten, and if she can't get her binky or want a nap, she should be able to go, can a nigga get a table dance? That should just be a euphemism. That's what he's doing. It's one of my favorite Chris Rocks ever. That show was amazing.
I think I've told you over the years that Chris Rock's one of my top 5.
Oh, gotta be.
He's in my top 5,
hands down.
So when he comes in here every once in a while, he's another guy I get nervous in front of. It's rare these days. Like Phil Collins, I was out of my mind just thinking to myself, that's fucking Phil Collins right there. And same with Chris Rock a little bit. I get a little nervous.
Well, see, Sandler, me and him and Sandler and Colin Quinn. Quinn was a year ahead of all of us, and then Sandler and me and Rock showed up, and Quinn was nice to us, and we just couldn't believe the cool guy was nice to us, and so I've known a 30-year friend. He's a great guy. He's lovely. I'm proud to call him a friend.
When did you meet him? Did you meet him before he broke?
22. We all showed up at the same time at Catch a Rising Star. I've showed you the picture.
It's not Chris Rock how we know him today. He was just one of the guys coming up at that point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. We were all. I was 23 and they were 22 or 21. Something like that.
He doesn't give you money and shit? Like, nothing? No hookups?
So
I'd be so fucking mad. Like,
hey, no, he treats me fine. I'm not complaining. I got Rock's a good dude. Sandler's a good dude. They're really. I've showed you. I've got the picture somewhere on. I put it up on Instagram. I only have 9 pictures on there, but one of them.
So you used to hang with Chris Rock and Adam Sandler, and now you get to hang.
I'm stuck with you. Yes, sadly. Yes, I lost. Apparently, I lost.
Wow,
that's not it. It might be on Twitter. I don't know. I'll have to find it.
The other thing, he talks about going to Michael Jackson's ranch with his kid.
Chris Rock?
Phil Collins. Oh. Yeah, getting back to the Phil Collins and some of the stuff we didn't get to talk about. But he went to the Neverland Ranch with his young, I believe, daughter at the time.
That's
imagine
creepy.
that.
That's scary.
Would you?
Equally as frightening. Okay, keep going. He's looking.
Wait, what are we looking for? The picture?
He's looking for the picture. Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
right
wow.
There. Boom, there it is. That's me and Rockin' Sandler.
Oh, my God, look at you. Here, retweet this on our show account.
That's me and Rockin' Sandler, 87.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's you and...
Look like Scott Bay.
I mean, no,
Colin.
Colin. It's me and Colin and Chris.
Colin's
Sorry.
almost not recognizable.
Yeah, no. That's me and Quinn and Rock.
The only one that's recognizable in this photo is Chris Rock.
So...
Well, he's black.
That was...
He's the only black guy in the picture.
Fair enough.
Gonna do that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Not racist.
No,
Not racist. No, that's what I said. Not racist. That's not racist.
I wasn't sure
at all.
Colin Quinn was Chris Rock in that picture. So
It's like the guy on the right's definitely Chris Rock.
I like the handwritten sign over my shoulder that says "This area to be kept clear at all times, management." And it's like some of the letters are capitalized, some of them are not. It's just somebody stuck that on a piece of paper and taped it to the wall.
that's some nice, just print.
No, I told Rock, yeah, I'm trying to think of my favorite Rock. Rock is why I owned. I didn't know. We were always talking music. That's how I got to be friends with a lot of these guys. I was VJing on VH1 some, and then we were talking, and they would say, you know, you're the music guy. You don't know this. You don't know this. And he chewed my ass out for not knowing James Brown live at the Apollo.
Chris Rock?
Yeah, we were one of the first conversations when we were talking about music, and he was like, "You call yourself a music person? You don't fucking. That's not one of your top 5 albums of all time." And I'm like, I just stood there and had to stare at the floor and couldn't say shit. Went and bought it the next day and went, "Oh my fucking God.
This is great.
This is amazing. I'm a jackass."
But I don't think you needed to know it to be on VH1, right?
Well, you know, I knew enough of the regular stupid stuff. Yeah, that hadn't being a VJ wasn't really a music thing. That was a bonus. They really wanted you to be a face or, you know, be silly and big and over the top and whatever Rosie O'Donnell was doing. You know.
Let's say hi to Robin in Detroit. Robin.
Hi, Opie. Long time no talk.
I think I recognize Robin. Yes. How are you?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm loving the new show, and Vic, you crack me up.
Yeah, we love Vic Henley. And the Mad Cuban, but we can't get him that much. He's too busy doing barbecues or
He's
something.
trying to figure out how to pronounce Guy Fieri's last name.
Exactly.
You know what's going to happen. I don't want to do it.
Fieri.
Anyway, what do you got, Rob?
I love the interview with Phil Collins, but am I correct? And it was it him and or Sting that came in that was a complete asshole when you guys were getting a picture taken with him?
Well, you are correct, but I must say that I will now forget about that because Phil Collins couldn't have been cooler. After the interview, he was great, and he seemed to enjoy his time, took all the pictures, he was smiling, he goes, "I'll come back and see you guys." He must have just had a bad day. It was a few years back.
When you said he was going to be on, I thought, oh, I think he's going to be an asshole. But he was great.
Oh, I was ready. Robin. It's not going to happen twice to me.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He yelled at me. I liked his own fucking
yelling.
song.
That's funny radio.
It's not like I told him I liked someone else's song.
It was banter.
Yeah. And then, and Sting. And that was another one, man. I was a big fan of the Police growing up. Huge fan. And then we finally went and saw Sting. It was me and Norton, the famous story when stupid Sting was playing his stupid lute. When he went through his lute phase, and we're like, "Holy fuck, this stinks!"
Lute. First of all, whoever's.
Oh man, I've done this. We've done this bit too many times. It's worth doing again though. He decided that he.
Has Vic ever heard that crap?
I did not know.
Oh, you got to find the song "Today."
No, I'm not familiar with the lute phase.
I guess the guy that he was on tour with really knows how to play the lute, okay?
All right.
And then it was at, where was it? It was Jazz at Lincoln Center, right?
Yeah, when XM still had it.
And Eric Logan, God, I love that guy. He got me and Jimmy in there. It was a really tough ticket because it was only a couple hundred people that could see this show, and they were filming it for XM at the time. And one lute song after another, and we're like, oh my God. And then they finally reworked a couple Police songs. They worked a couple Police songs at the end. I think they did Message in a Bottle, whatever.
That's a good one.
Hold on, pause that for a second. Anyway, then we go backstage, and I'm out of my mind. I'm with my now wife. I'm trying to explain to her because she's a few years younger than me, man. Cuban, so I don't think she.
I did the same thing.
I don't think she fully understands the Sting and how important it was in my life with the Police and everything. So we wait online. There's only 10 people that need pictures, and And it's our turn. I bring my now wife, like, pleasure to meet you. And he barely nodded, and then we took the picture, and then I realized the flash on my camera didn't work.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see Sting again. So I was the idiot that asked if we could do a redo, and he instantly had a pissed off face. And I'm like, there's only 10 people here. It's not like I'm holding anybody up.
He was thinking about the 88-minute orgasm he was going to have later that day. He was
thinking that what a dumb idea was to go on tour with this loot.
Couldn't get the Calliope.
Right.
He didn't have someone trained.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Well, thanks for taking my call, Opie, and the show's great.
Thank you, Robin. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. I got to play the loot thing for Vic. You've never heard this, Vic?
I've never heard this.
All right. Play the hit. Come again. Yes.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down on the loot.
Thumbs down. Fuck this dude.
I'd rather go with So Lonely or The Bed's Too Big Without You. The Bed's Too Big Without You is fucking...
About Walking on the Moon.
Oh, God.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Murder by Numbers. Murder by Numbers was only on the cassette.
Right.
It wasn't on the album. It wasn't later. You had to have the cassette.
Was it on a B? It was on a B-side.
I think it's
wasn't
on Synchronicity. It's.
I don't remember it actually being on a cassette. I remember it was on a. The flip side of something.
I think it was on the. It was either a B-side on a 45
I was
or it was
a
on a
huge
cassette.
fan of the Police, and when we discovered Murder by Numbers, what the fuck? This isn't even on an album.
I know, right?
Right.
No.
Not even on an album.
Same way. Same thing. Tea in the Sahara.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So good. No, I could sit here all day long with the
I
fucking...
really, really loved the Police when I was growing up too. It was the Police and Genesis. So, and then I moved on, and then of course Zeppelin and Sabbath.
Yeah.
And then I was at the crossroads. I picked Zeppelin over Sabbath. But I discovered both those bands at the same time. Liked them, but I definitely went all in with Zeppelin.
You went, oh, yeah.
And then speaking of songs that weren't on albums, I think we talked about this, Vic. The Hey, what can I do? Hey, what can I do?
I got a woman on a ball all day.
And then I remember thinking, why the fuck didn't they put this on an album?
Just to tease us. That's why.
Fuck?
Just because they're being quirky and weird.
And I think when I was going through my music stage, I was trying to explain to people, this is how great this band is, man. They got this song, Hey, what can I do? They don't even have it. They don't even put it on an album. They didn't even put it on an album. They have so many great songs, man.
I know.
I remember it was on a compilation CD when I was at CMF. It was something called... something from the Vault.
Message in a Box? The box set for the Police was called Message in a Box.
Oh, no, this was just something. The Vault was in the title. Maybe someone that really knows music could help me out. And this was something that I don't even think you could buy, but they sent it to a whole bunch of radio stations, and it was all these obscure songs that were never on albums.
That's good stuff.
And man, this was like gold.
Yeah.
This was like gold if you were into music.
No, I know.
And Hey, what could I do was on that thing. I'm trying to remember what other songs were on that.
The Foxworthy used to, we were always, when we would do all the morning radio to promote the comedy club appearances, you'd always try to get in the prize closet and get something, and that was what you were looking for, something that was just created that you couldn't get out in public. It was easy to go in there and go, give me this, give me this, give me this, and just not buy it at the record store. But every now and then, like you said, there'd be some sort of 10 VHS fucking tape series, something about the history of rock and roll or something they created just as a really cool promo, and you're like, oh fuck, give me that.
Yeah, right.
You know, yeah. My friend still has he's got a Homer Simpson bong. Where they fucking, you know,
I get it from my radio days.
They did. They actually sent out like 20 or 30 of them.
Because they would come up with all this stuff so you would play their music. So they would always, you know, find all sorts of swag. This might be a conversation for Falcone, but I don't know if we want him in here today. But, yeah. Well, what we would do is we would take all the promo. They were called promos, right, Vic?
Yeah, exactly.
Promos. Me and one of the guys at CMF up there in Rochester would go to all the local, you know, record stores, and he had a deal with the guys.
Of course.
And boy, did we make pocket money.
Well, yeah, why not?
And I took my taste because I was making $10,000 a year.
Exactly, right. $8,500.
And just like you in the bookie, because I did the ride along with the music. It was the music director up there. I took the ride along with him. He gave me a little taste because he knew how bad I was doing at the station. And he had a whole income coming in, man.
Oh, sure.
Because the record companies, they would give you multiple copies of the stuff. Yeah, all right, the radio station needs one or two. You want one for your collection, and then the rest rest, you would put in a box, and when you had enough of this stuff, you would go to the local record stores and get cash.
No, I've told you before.
Cash in hand.
And that was an old Foxworthy. That Foxworthy told me years ago. He's like, dude, they just opened up the prize closet and left me by myself.
Wow.
So he pulled out 2 for him and a friend, and then 25 more copies of something that he could go sell later because we were making $3 a week at the Chuckle Hut.
I was the king.
Chuckle Hut.
I was the king in Rochester, and I'll tell you why. I was just a weekend jock. I was a nobody. But on the weekends, that's when they gave all the fucking prizes away and the concert tickets. Most radio stations would save it for the weekend to keep the weekend listening
Oh, totally,
going.
yeah, absolutely.
So all my fucking friends were going to all the shows, man.
I know.
I was a spick dishwasher.
Really?
So no promos down in that basement.
But look at you now.
Look at me now.
Look at you now.
I'm a line
sure you
cook.
got a lot of good food.
Yeah, it's not the same. I don't get home.
Yeah, but you could bring home a 20-gallon.
I was going to say, yes, it is the same. Right.
Thing of spaghetti sauce.
Who the fuck wants that?
You didn't have pothead friends who were hungry?
No,
Seriously?
no, because they'll fucking get you in trouble.
Pothead friends will get you in
They're
trouble.
like meth heads with food.
No, they're
Lurking around the
not.
restaurant.
Pothead friends never got you in trouble.
No.
What is wrong with
Right. For falling asleep somewhere, maybe,
Bro.
but that's about
Pothead
it.
friends, my pothead friends are all degenerates.
Coke friends
Yes.
got you in trouble.
Nah, never, because they're spooked. They're in their living room. They ain't coming out. They're looking out the window.
Wow.
Traffic chopper. They all go
He
inside.
just might have won the argument.
He's flipping it out. That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
he might have just flipped that
I'm
shit.
telling you. Coke guys are all spooked out. You call them up, dude, just hang up the phone, the cops are coming. Like, they're fine. Potheads are like, dude, when are you working, man? I love those raviolis. They get you trouble.
I'm leaning this way now.
Potheads are a
You're
piece of
making me,
shit.
You're making me backpedal on the spot.
I think you might be right.
Cokeheads don't eat. They don't do anything.
Let's go to Canada.
Like zombies.
Let's do go to Canada.
Mike in Canada. I don't even know what's in the news today. I just know I was nervous about Phil Collins. Now he's out of here, so we could pull around a little bit. What happened?
Falcone's lingering.
Trump?
Oh, there he is, right there.
Yeah,
Get
where
the
are you,
Canadian.
Mike? You there?
Yeah, I'm in Canada.
All right, what's up?
Boo!
Moo?
Moo?
Moo or boo? I don't know.
Moo? Was that a moo or a boo? And why are you hanging up on me there, sir? Do you want to bring Dennis Falcone in for a second? All right, bring him in for 1 second.
Either he didn't like what we were saying or he.
See, my friend, I could say Buzzy, even though he wants to go by his real name, Jeff. He goes, "Can I be caller 103 again?"
No, exactly.
Dude.
Because you would rig it for your
Dude,
friends.
he got
you
all
would
the
totally,
tickets,
of course you
'cause I was
would.
going with him.
Yes, I know. I knew a guy, the same thing. He gave away a trip to Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
He rigged the Jamaica vacation for his best buddy in a city in, let's say southeastern Ohio.
I officially didn't have the balls to give away the big ones, like you know.
That was the biggest one he ever did.
Caller's going to go
Yeah.
see U2 in Ireland. I left that shit alone. But if it was a local show, I'm like, fuck it.
He still brags to me to this day, and I still see the friend that got to take the Jamaican trip. We still laugh. Remember when this dumb dick made me call her 6? Sunday morning at like 11:30. Nobody's listening.
Yeah.
Let's send my buddy Bruce to Jamaica.
Hey, Eric, was that guy saying boo or moo?
He said boo.
Oh,
Must not like the show.
Fuck, he doesn't like us.
Oh, well.
Fuck him.
Bitch. Turn the channel.
Now, if you or any member of your family has won anything in the past 30 days, please give someone else a chance to win.
Maybe this is why he was booing.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, now I'm with Mike in Canada now. Where are you hanging, Mike? I'm with you now. Let's go get a Molson. A Molson Ice.
I got this cool ebony and ivory 12-inch. It was white, and it was never available for sale.
No,
got
I
that.
believe him.
Yeah.
So I was a music jock for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's all you have been.
Man, you got blood on my shirt on that one.
That's okay. It's true. I've never been.
I was going to say, he's not even upset about that. No,
He should be.
He's not upset
You
at
should
all.
be, Dennis.
He's not upset one
And
bit.
actually, you got a good personality, and people think I don't like you. That's not true.
That's totally not
I don't
true.
like. I just don't like you on the for the radio, for the show.
okay.
But you were probably the guy that actually counted the phone calls when you
Yeah.
had to come up with 103, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to get caught.
Dude,
See?
I maybe made it.
We have 10
Listen
lines.
to E laughing. You can hear E laughing.
Eric knows too. Eric,
I had to do that too.
Yeah.
But I would get to maybe like 7, and I'm like, what the fuck? No one's keeping track of this. So the 8th caller would be the 100th caller. So
And
I
I
move
worked
on to other
exactly what it
things.
was.
I worked all the way down the dial at 107, so I had to. It couldn't go anymore.
We can't be Channel 88.
You know, thank God you could sweep 2 records because you couldn't do that in 3 minutes. I didn't want to get caught giving things
Oh
away.
my God! No.
What are you doing here, Roland? Roland's bringing in food, and I'm going to stop talking.
What are
Tater
those?
tots.
When you give me tater tots with Parmesan on them.
Tater
No,
tots.
I love tater tots. Give me some tater tots.
Napoleon Dynamite. You're going to eat your tots?
So is that new? I didn't know that.
Oh, E-Rock's in there. He's like mad. He's salivating. Where's the food?
Dude, I'm weak for tater tots. Where'd you get these from?
These are from the Melt Shop, is what it says.
Oh my
Fucking
God!
nice. Melt
Smell
Shop's good,
that.
man.
Melt in Cleveland. Now I hate to steal the Melt Shop, but the Melt in Cleveland, sticking with our Cleveland theme, is off the fucking chain delicious. If you get a chance.
Cleveland, I really hope they win the World Series because Chicago's known as losers, right? If they're not losers anymore, they're no good.
Well, the Cubs are known as losers.
Yeah,
but
that's what I
you know
mean.
the Bears and the Blackhawks and the Bulls, they're fine. You know
they
the
got their
Bears
stuff.
aren't really good right now.
Bears
but-
stuff.
You know, speaking of Chicago, on this date, 32 years ago, Michael Jordan started his NBA career.
Oh, really?
32 years ago.
Wow. You know, I remember when he went down the minor leagues to play baseball.
Birmingham Barons, the Chicago White Sox affiliate. That's how Terry Francona got his management. Francona, the manager of the Indians,
Tito
was Jordan's manager in Double-A Birmingham, Alabama. And when he first was being considered to move it on up the ladder and become a big league manager, it was Jordan that said, "Hey, this dude is awesome.
He knows
is
his
ace
shit.
high. He knows his shit. Give him a chance." And I'm not saying Jordan helped him, but that greased the wheels a little bit.
Yeah.
If Michael Jordan's going to bat for you early in your career.
And the 30 for 30 on Jordan and the bus he bought for.
Yeah, he bought the bus for the team.
That's
right.
a great 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really, really
I think
cool.
we talked about that as well on the show. I always wondered what happened to the bus because you know they didn't replace that bus.
The next
They
year,
still have
right.
it. They still have
yeah,
that
it's probably
bus.
still
you know
running
they're
to this
still
day.
they got a mechanic that is trying to keep that fucking thing running. That was a one and done for that. What was it? Double-A?
Yeah, Double-A
Ball.
Birmingham. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
and
not just getting brand new buses. For
Ron
Double-A.
Shelton that did Bull Durham directed that 30 for 30. The famous director. He did.
What was the name of that 30 for 30 again?
Jordan Rides the Bus.
That's right. Jordan Rides the Bus. That's a good one. What was I going to say about prizes?
Well, we also were doing a remote live broadcast, and a woman came up to us with an Arbitron diary. And we said,
what'd you do?
Come in here. Here's a dinner certificate and a T-shirt, and we borrowed it. And we put it down.
This is the first time he's admitting.
Come on,
cool shit.
Yeah, this is a long time ago, though.
What's an Arbitron diary?
It's a ratings thing that you turn in to show how many people are listening to you. It's
Your whole world revolved around having good ratings on your radio show. So you would have family or friends or just listeners that were hardcore. They would call you up and go, "I got a diary."
Yeah.
And you had to be careful how you talk to those people, man.
What's his name? Got in trouble with that?
Who?
The disc jockey. What's that?
Wasn't that Bubba?
Yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Bubba.
Yeah, he got in trouble for that.
for manipulating the.
Well, he went a little further. What we did, we kept it legal. We said stuff like, you know, you could, whatever show you listen to, you could actually, you could put it in for the entire time they're on the air. You do know that, right? We would give them the rules.
Sure.
You could do
But
something.
we wouldn't say, hey, man, from 3 to 7, you put it down, Opie and Anthony.
write that down. Right.
Hey, don't forget, tomorrow afternoon at 4:20, Opie and Anthony have the chance for you to win this. Write it down and join us.
Hey, fucko, we didn't have to give away shit to get people
You
listening.
didn't have to keep that to yourself.
Eric.
This is where you
Eric knows.
All right.
They would send the books with $1 included.
Yeah.
As a bribe to get you to actually do the diary and not throw it out.
You know, they paid more to minorities because they said, "Could you send?"
Wait, what?
They did. They
Cuban
did.
wakes up.
I think
Denny's from a different time.
they paid more for minorities, and they used to say, "Please send more" when you used to go down and review the diaries.
Two other things. So, when you had to take the 107th caller, and when you would go through the phones and literally say, "All right, I'm going to do all 100,"
It was the same person a lot of
all right,
times.
and that would just be a soul crusher.
Yeah, I was 15 and 42. Yeah, they'll tell you.
You're number 22. Well, I was number 4 and 12.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, I'm like, all right, keep calling.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a guy who always wins.
They were called prize pigs.
Yeah,
Don't call him a guy.
And there was one guy who he passed out right in the WPLJ contest. That's a radio station in New York. If you're not familiar with the station,
no one cares.
Yeah, and he passed out in the vault, right, getting the money, or it was like the money grab.
I think I was there.
Yeah.
For that.
It was one of those where they blow the dollars around like in a
something like that.
phone booth.
No.
When I was over there, they used to do this thing called the $1 Million Bank Run, where the morning show would tease how to qualify for like months, and then they would have the big event. It was live on I think on Good Morning America or ABC, right? Yeah. And the person wore a jumpsuit with no pockets or anything, and they whatever the amount of time that they won, like a minute, 2 minutes, they could from this starting point they run down the carpet into a bank vault.
Okay.
Grab as much money as you can, run back, put it into the thing, and you keep doing that until the time runs out, and then you got to keep whatever was officially in your bin there.
Yeah.
But one year they did it, and the guy was not in the best of shape.
No.
And was wearing the jumpsuit, and he passed out in the middle of it right on TV.
He just falls over.
Just the whole, you see it coming.
Is there video of this?
It might be, but I think this was like 98, 99. If you can look it up there, but yeah.
So what?
I think it was a Chase Bank that we used to do it at.
How do you riff that if he falls over?
Well, I guess the contest is done. Let's go to the bin and see what the total is, and then go to commercial.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot today.
I'm enjoying the tater tots from, what is it, Melt Shop?
Melt Shop.
The Melt Shop.
Listen,
I thought you don't do carbs, so you don't do sugar.
relax. I'm going to have some tater tots with my friends, okay?
You want some grilled cheese?
What's that?
Kind
Grilled
of
chicken and
sandwich.
cheese.
No, I'm right. I don't do the carbs.
Vic, so my friend
You don't do
Buzzy
carbs?
wrote
Yeah.
Try
back
not to.
again.
Yes, okay.
So I was the radio guy, he was the TV guy,
Yep.
and we were roommates.
Oh, nice.
And now he's admitting. He goes, I sent Neil, I'm not going to say their last names, good friends of ours. I sent Neil and Bruce to Goofy games with Frank Wright, who was the backup quarterback of the Bills back in the day. And then he goes, I drew their lucky postcard.
No, I'm sure we could. I'm sure there's a million of these across America where people were manipulating the wink, wink. I'm going to win something.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever do the contest where you had to ride a roller coaster? Like,
God no.
No. They put me in a plane, a prop plane. They wanted to try me out as a traffic reporter, and I threw up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm small, I'm short, and the plane, your knees are like up to, it's very small. And when you're in those planes, it just, you feel everything.
Right.
My friend in Lexington, Kentucky was in the plane doing the news, and they had to emergency land in the middle of the median in the highway.
Wow.
And then the news showed up and was covering it on the television news that the radio news plane had to land because of malfunction.
That happened in New York. A news reporter was a traffic reporter in a helicopter. The plane went down. Jane Dornacker on WNBC.
yeah.
Right into the Hudson River.
It was live too.
Hudson or East River?
Survived?
No.
Died
Oh, yeah. My dude survived.
She died live on TV.
Yeah, I think it was the Potomac.
Yeah, there's audio of it, actually. We've played it over the years.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, if you find the actual audio of it, it's pretty crazy.
Is it as good as the audio of the grizzly man getting eaten by the grizzly bear?
That's my favorite.
That's one of the best ones.
That guy
ever.
had it coming.
I know. Bless his poor girlfriend. That's the only bad part about that.
Right?
But yeah, he did have it coming. It's idiotic.
You know why he had it coming, right?
Because he wasn't a grizzly man.
No.
He was. Well, why did he have it coming?
He had it coming because he
Chicago.
got cocky. He understood the grizzly bears.
Yes.
But then he pushed it and decided to hang around when the brown bears came in, which were way more aggressive.
Yes.
And that's pretty much why he ended up dying.
I forgot about
He
that.
kind of understood the grizzly bears, but not so much the brown bears.
That's still one of my favorite.
And the brown
documentaries.
bears were more desperate because the weather was changing, where, maybe a grizzly bear will leave you alone because they see something else they can eat. But the brown bears, with nothing else around, now they're going to get a little more aggressive toward humans.
I always thought
You
that.
think that's when the problem started? The problem started that you tried to make a career out of fucking hanging out with bears.
Yeah.
That's why I'm with you.
He did fine though forever, but then
Yeah,
he was
he's dead.
like, "I got to pump it up to the next level."
Well,
so
right.
I'm going to hang out now. He usually got out of there when the weather was changing, and if I remember the documentary correctly, and then one season he's like, "You know what? I'm going to stay a little longer than I usually do," and that's when the brown bears moved.
I think you're right.
Look it up, man.
I'm pretty sure you're right on this.
Look
but
it
that's
up.
Still one of the greatest. It always reminds me there was a Far Side where, like the polar bears, he's reached inside the igloo and he's looking at his polar bear friend. And he goes, "Once you get past the crunchy outside, the inside's soft and chewy." and the minute I saw Grizzly Man, I'm like, "Oh shit! It's the Far Side come to life."
Sure.
That was the Bugs Bunny cartoon. Remember, play dead. He won't bother you. He was laying down, telling
I don't remember that
Elmer Fudd, and the bear comes out, he starts sniffing him.
Right.
He said, play dead, he won't bother you. So he was just laying there, and the bear, I guess, smelled him, and he ran away because he stunk. Did you ever take your kids to Disney World, see the country bears?
Get out.
That's fun.
Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah, Country Bear Jamboree at Disney World.
Get out.
I like that. What's your favorite attraction?
Get out.
I like the tiki birds.
Get out. Oh, the audio. But in the Grizzly Man,
okay.
Remember when they put the headphones on?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Before they destroy the audio, supposedly?
Yep.
And like, yeah, we just want, we're never going to play this for anybody else.
Well,
you've said you've heard the audio?
I've seen the movie, and at the end, no, but I've never heard whatever they show in the movie is.
I've heard that the audio is never out there, but in the movie,
no, it's out there. Yeah, I thought that.
Have you heard it?
I think so. Yeah, here it's.
Right, Eric? You can hear that audio.
I don't know, but then I think I've heard this is fake or something. All right, hold on.
Here you go.
Let me play it.
Turn this on. You got to skip the video in 3 seconds.
If you guys want Dennis back, I'll bring him back.
No, we're good.
Okay, good. All right. I just didn't want it to be me. We made a group decision, right?
I'm like, it's your show, buddy.
I hate him. So you can just say it was all me.
I like him.
I fucking hate him.
I'll play the devil's advocate.
His head makes me nervous. It's the wrong
tiny
size.
little head. It's a tiny little head.
Zeke, a little Zeke head.
It's a little snake head.
Chris Stefano kills him on his little head.
Oh, my God.
We came up with a new one yesterday. We think he looks like Mr. Mackey.
Oh, from South Park.
Yeah, we got to put glasses on him. If you put glasses on him, I think it's pretty close. That's what he should do for Halloween. Dress as Mr. Mackey. You found the what?
You guys moved past, but I found the bank run stuff. I just
here
sent
it
over
is.
to Paul.
Audio? Video?
It's the news clip of right after the guy collapsed.
Oh my God! Look at this.
Go to the time cue that I gave you in the email.
All right, we'll tweet it out. It's Opie Radio on Twitter.
Right
it's
about there.
Opie Show on Twitter, and also Vic Henley on Twitter.
At Vic Henley.
At Vic Henley. Vic is starting to tweet more and more
Maybe
these
once
days.
every 3 or 4 days.
I know. I don't blame you, though.
I wanted to jump on there. It was a big weekend because Auburn beat the piss out of Arkansas, and people are always asking me stuff. But then I went to Lenny Marcus's wedding, and then everything went downhill after that.
How was it?
It was amazing.
That's what I heard.
It was absolutely goddamn amazing. It was so good. The food. They had a porterhouse carving station.
Holy shit!
So that's all you need to say. Drop the microphone.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that is a lot of fucking money.
And I just kept randomly walking through.
But
Every
it's all
time
the
they
same temperature, right? It was all medium rare.
They did. He was doing. They had 2. They had one a little more well done, and then 90% of them were the medium rare. And it was. And I just kept walking.
Was it a real porterhouse or was it like fucking bullshit prime rib?
It was a fucking porterhouse.
You should have sent me a picture. I would have given you the thumbs up or down.
When I seen him.
You're taking this very seriously.
Oh, I hate that shit when they start lying.
Well, Bobby Kelly went to the tasting. Was the funny part.
Of course he did.
Well, he did. But who?
Sorry, Bobby.
But he's there.
Sorry,
we were
Bobby.
laughing. We were laughing at the wedding because Lenny's there with his bride and her whole family, and then they don't know Bobby's coming, and Bobby's in sweatpants, and they're at this country club in New Jersey,
trying shit out,
and they're like, and Bobby's, ooh, no, we have to, this and this and that and the other, and so every time I got a bite of something delicious, I kept running over to Bobby at the wedding. I'm like, great joy, this is so good.
Because for it to be a porterhouse, you would need a fucking bandsaw to cut it.
Well, he had exactly. They had a.
They're under full investigation. I need all the information.
And nobody's touching the turkey next to it, which looked delicious.
Right.
It looked like an amazingly perfectly cooked turkey.
That was a bad choice. If you got the porterhouse, you blow off the turkey.
Yeah, why do you need that? They just oversold them.
He went big with everything.
Did he marry rich? He had to marry rich. I don't think
know.
Lenny's got that type of money for a porterhouse cutting station.
She's an accountant.
Carving station.
But I don't know, man. Her parents might have money, but it was goddamn delicious.
And Bobby should do that as full time.
Oh, you could hire him.
He should be an official taster for your function.
Yes, wedding consultant. I can think of nobody
Bobby likes
better.
it. Your people are going to love it.
I know. And I kept running around telling everybody, I'm like, he was at the tasting. And after like the 800th time, he's like, shut the fuck up. Why are you telling people this? I'm like, because it's cool. Because I've never known one person. By the way, I'm just bringing my friend to the tasting. Nobody allows that. The bride will usually kibosh that, or her family.
Right.
And the fact that they feel like, no, if we really want an expert on this, bring him in here.
Bring him in.
Man, it was so good.
All right, we got the bank run.
Run
bank run of WPLJ. We were just talking about this a few minutes back. We'll tweet out the video. It was $19.99
for this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Contest sponsored by WPLJ.
Spit it out, Roz.
Scary this morning when the contestant collapsed. Navargis had 5 minutes to grab as much money as possible out of the bank vault in Lynbrook.
Why is that funny?
Oh my God, I want a T-shirt of that guy.
And everything. Why is that funny?
He's on a stretcher.
Why is that funny? I think it's funny because it falls into like gluttony, I guess. 'Cause look, is that money all around?
Yeah, dude.
That's the best picture.
And it's all money he doesn't qualify for because it's not in the bin.
So he can't keep
So
it.
when he dropped
I want a
everything, it's
T-shirt
still
of that.
on void.
That's it.
Oh my God,
That's a good T-shirt.
I didn't mean to laugh that hard, but fuck.
Fucking greed will get you. Look at that guy.
Right. 7 deadlies, baby.
This is a 7-minute piece. We're not watching this for 7 minutes.
This video is all a montage of the news stories,
Okay.
but this particular one is.
All right, because we're trying to make a faster paced show here in the afternoon.
Right.
All right, push play on this.
Victor Navargis had 5 minutes to grab as much money as possible out of a bank vault
He's
in
passed
Lynbrook.
the fuck out.
4 minutes into the run, he fainted from a
He should've gone
combination
to
of
Dunkin' or
exhaustion
something.
and excitement. Navargis is fine tonight. WPLJ has agreed to give him $100,000.
Look at this
The total
fat
amount
monster.
They say
Who's
he would have
that?
grabbed anyway.
Oh, they're
Oh,
saying
they gave him the money.
They said
Eric?
they gave him $100,000. Is what she
Radio
just said.
stations aren't that nice.
I think that was so he doesn't
like
sue.
Yeah,
Gotta be.
exactly.
Yeah,
Gotta
they
be.
gave him a flat figure. It's appealing, 100,000, round number.
Right.
You sign this piece of paper,
I'm with
then
Eric.
you can't sue.
I agree.
You can't sue ABC.
Because I bet you somewhere in the fine print, that, this guy could have went to a lawyer, and the lawyer's like, "All right,
Oh, we
here,
got him.
right the fuck here, bro. We got him."
They did
bro.
not preserve
So
your
PLJ
safety.
is like, "Look, let's calm down, everybody. We're going to give you the $100,000."
Sure. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I can go back to
Because
Lynbrook.
radio stations are not nice. Eric knows.
no.
They're never nice.
No,
They're still not.
If they could screw you, the listener, the prize
Right.
pigs, no problem. They'll do it every time.
Someone slapped me in the face outside 10 minutes ago here today. That's how mean they are still.
Really?
No.
I kind of believe it. You're yelling the N-word. I believe it because you were yelling the N-word in the hallway earlier.
Larry hit me for singing.
Okay. I kind of believe it.
I was in the elevator with the guy that runs the whole thing, the boss guy.
Here?
Yeah.
Which one? The one that looks like Rusty Staub?
He had a 3-piece suit on. No, not fat.
I didn't say fat, you fuck. He's the boss.
No, I'm sorry. I
just saw.
Did I say fat?
You didn't say
No,
fat.
Carl
Thank
said,
you.
Dennis Falcone said fat.
I saw Cousin Brucey and Kid Kelly outside, and I really wanted to stop for a second and just grab both their hair pieces.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, it's your goodbye party.
But I'm fine. I don't care. I don't work here anyway.
Dude,
I know.
Racial shit in the hallway.
Falcone said he worked with Cousin Brucey all the time back in the day. And Falcone used to go, I got a friend that's a rug cleaner if you want to ever get that taken care of. And he said Cousin Brucey would hit him in the balls every time he said it to him.
Look, it's a different game in afternoons. We were trying to get Bon Jovi in here 2 days ago.
Right.
I got $200. You grab Cousin Brucey's fucking hairpiece. You do one loop. You know the loop on this floor. One fucking loop. You get $200. You have to fucking run with it in the air. And I'm not doing this.
Who the fuck's Cousin Brucey?
He's a legend. He's a DJ
legend where?
He was on
At Costco?
No, 50 years on the radio here in New York City. He's a DJ
before you
legend,
roll your eyes,
no, he's an old school.
Kenny's
DJ.
going to get him to come in and say hi. He comes in and says hi every once in a while. So he will sit right there.
So
this isn't some dumb thing.
Brucey's very nice.
if I grab it,
lovely.
though, how much trouble am I going to get into?
You probably won't be able to do radio with me anymore, but you'll have $200.
That's about the same.
We had a similar bet about 5 years ago. They wrote a book about the comic strip in New York, and about 5 years ago, me and another guy, Kevin Flynn, we had $900 in the kitty.
Yeah.
If you would go over there and take the book from them, and then after they signed it for you, and then hit the dude in the face with the book. We had it up to $900.
Anyone do it?
And no one would take it. No one would. We were laying it on the table, mocking them, and they were like, "We'll never get to work here again." We're like,
That's
"Who
the
cares?
problem.
Who cares?
You got to
Do it. You will be a legend in comedy. All the clubs in New York City will hire you. You just got rid of one of them. There's still 11
That's a story
left.
they'll tell long after you're gone.
Me and Flynn were calling them all that. Like, you don't have a hair on your ass not to take $900 and hit this sumbitch in the face with this book.
Fuck having your friends talk about that HBO special you did back in the day.
You
That's
remember
a
when-
story
right,
that
exactly.
people will be telling forever. Here's the WNBC traffic helicopter crash that we mentioned too.
Oh, I want to see this.
It's just, I think it's just audio. I think
Did
it was
you
on
hear
the
her
radio.
die?
Oh, dude, it's not good.
Yeah, because I think it was the radio.
I believe it's the radio.
fuck it.
This is not
Bill
good.
Mayo,
Run that shit.
What year was this? I was
83, 4, somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
I was I was young.
86.
86. Oh, I was.
You 3 years off. Not bad.
In 86, I was losing my virginity to Abigail. That's about right. So while she's plummeting into a river, I'm getting it in.
You were plummeting.
Let me let's play this. We're gonna play some music. Here's Neil Young, Down by the River.
How's the water, Ma?
Right,
3 feet high.
we're
Johnny
gonna,
Cash.
we're gonna play some music.
I thought I was going to hear her like dying.
How about you go? Holy fuck!
Yeah.
Did she just die?
Exactly.
I think no one would fault you if you just
How
had
about a
real
moment of silence while we just figure out what the fuck happened here? Certainly.
Here's I don't know, Talking Heads to take you to the river. I guess I don't know. I think she'd want it this way. What the fuck?
That's funny. Shit.
Oh my god.
I'm still on the Neil. You said Neil Young first. Now I've got that in my head forever.
Is that a great song?
I love Neil. Sing it sweet, Neil. Can't go wrong.
I shot my baby. I never realized how much Opie hates radio. like on the way to radio works.
I don't think I was supposed to do this fucking long. I got stuck.
I got stuck.
I got a good life. Because then they yell at me. I know I have a good life.
Oh, but
it's a dumb business. It's really stupid.
Well, it's really weird.
It's really dumb.
It's odd.
You know, Vic has done probably as much radio as I have
some
over the years.
Some of my dearest friends are lifelong people like him that have done this, and I don't know. I think it's worse than comedy.
Oh yeah,
because you get to put the corporate shittiness into it. Right. Comedy's just plain old regular shittiness. Right. Now you take plain old regular showbiz shittiness, throw in a little corporate structure with that. Now you have the ultimate turd of all time.
And depending on how it ends, they try to make sure that you can't work at other places.
Oh yeah, see, you don't even get that in comedy.
You're not even allowed to be miserable somewhere else.
Yeah,
I'll open a restaurant for you guys if you want.
Let's open up a restaurant.
Opie and Vic's.
Really?
Yeah.
Opie and Vic's.
I've already got a meat truck going. I got to focus on that.
Those don't make money. I'll make you money.
No. The comic Kevin Brennan thinks I have a meat truck. I'm just perpetuating that myth. You know.
I don't know where I'm at with Kevin Brennan. He wasn't at the wedding.
No, he wasn't. Jimmy was there. I saw Jimmy. I talked to Jimmy. Jimmy, my girl went over to Norton because her ex-husband's a big Norton fan, and she's like, she's like, will he get? Well, I'm like, no, go over there. Norton's lovely. Say anything you want. So she goes over and she goes, my ex-husband, I hate to tell you this, I'm with Vic. And he's like, oh, I love him. And she goes, he thinks you're the best in the world. And Norton goes, he must be a giant piece of shit. He must be the biggest dick on the planet. She came back to me and said he said that. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I go, tell your ex he said that.
There you go.
Tell him.
He'll like that.
The wedding was great though, but everybody was there. Brennan wasn't there.
Well, Brennan wasn't invited.
I don't know. Maybe he was.
Where are we at with Kevin Brennan in this radio show?
Is he
mad?
We at?
I don't know. He was tweeting that he doesn't like you anymore.
Sure.
Again?
No, since the last time, I mean.
Does he know how to fight?
No. He just told him that he yelled or something.
I just said that he was a little yelly.
Well, I love him.
I'll get him on the phone.
Yeah, call him. He'll answer.
Yeah, all right.
I would hope so. He really I thought for a minute, I can't figure out if he thinks I have a meat truck or not. But I was joking on here, so then I just started rolling with it.
But what's a fucking meat truck? Like you just sell meat?
Like a barbecue. Like I have I've got a portable barbecue. I've got a food truck, but mine's all barbecue. And I went into great detail talking about yard bird and beer can and all this stuff.
We could do like a comic rehab thing. Like I'll help you guys start a little business and stuff, make some money.
Might be
the food truck business is
garbage.
Overexposed now, right?
Oh, it's over.
See?
Really?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Once it turns into a game show on the Food Network, you've already
They're
missed
lined up outside this building every day.
Yeah, but they're not making money. It's a nightmare.
Like 5 or 6 outside this building every day.
Yeah.
You got to be a brick and mortar to make money.
Really?
The food man knows.
Those little food trucks, those people are the same as those assholes. That's like, I want to retire and open a bed and breakfast, and they fucking burn through the whole family's money and die.
Are you having a tough time getting employees?
I'm the worst. This is the worst year I've
ever
ever
restaurant
had.
business, they're having a tough time, man.
Everybody is a tornado of shit.
I'm good at garbage. I can do garbage. You can start me out
you
low.
can't find people to work, bro. I mean, the government, you're like at $480 now with welfare and everything. You're at $480 a month. I'm giving you $550. No one's coming to work.
Pay me off the books, and I'll just do trash.
It's cheaper to be poor now.
I'll be like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. I have recently been put in charge of garbage.
Oh, man, I'd love to find that real one, like, dude, coming out.
I'll do it.
I would work. Oh, my God.
We haven't really talked real yet today, but then Obamacare went up, what, 22%?
Dude.
It's going up 22 fucking percent.
It's crushing us.
Holy shit. And, by the way, I got to say it, I think Trump might win this election.
He's going to win.
Are you switching back?
I don't know. It's starting to feel fucked up out there again.
He's going to win.
I don't know.
He's going to win.
You think so?
Hillary Clinton's going to pass out on national TV.
Well, I mean, at this point, she should never. She should just stay home.
That's how I'm going. I don't know. I don't have any scientific. I don't have any scientific shit.
Sure.
What I'm thinking is, she passed out September 11th, right?
Yeah,
In New York.
yeah.
All it has to do is happen one more time.
Well,
Trump said.
yeah, we've all said that.
Yeah, that's all I think.
That's
I don't
why
know
they had
about
to-
polls. The polls
That's why
don't
they
make
had to
any
dig
sense.
up that tape of Trump. They had that. They had that tape for a while. They had to have, and it.
Bro, that thing
absolutely
had mold. It was sitting on it so long. They had that.
They
since
were
day
like,
one.
when do we release this thing?
I was watching John Oliver a couple of weeks back, and he nails it every week, by the way. He
Great.
just fucking nails it every goddamn week. It's completely amazing.
How is the one on opioids?
And so
Oh,
it was
sorry,
really good.
I interrupted you.
No,
I
no, no.
apologize.
That was on this past Sunday, and it's amazing.
Yeah, because everyone's talking about
Yes.
that one. But continue. I'm sorry.
He did a whole. If you really want these other third party and fourth party candidates, so he started digging deep on Gary Johnson and Jill Stein, and he really showed you how, even though it's attractive and it's kind of cool for a second, there's a reason they are the third and fourth choices. Once you get past the soundbite, they're probably not qualified. You really wouldn't vote for them on their policies a lot, because they kind of, if you really listen to the third and fourth parties, don't know what the fuck they're talking about sometimes.
Did you hear Newt Gingrich fucking lightsaber Megyn Kelly yesterday?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know, well, says the dude, and then everybody fires back on him. It's like, you gave your
Dude,
wife
he
divorce
won. I'm
papers.
sorry. He won.
Yeah,
he
but-
won that
but
that exchange with her. He beat her.
But then they dig up the fact that he gave his wife divorce papers while she was laying in the hospital bed with cancer.
That's
where-
the best time to do it, though. You're going to get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with for being efficient?
No, my favorite.
If you're gonna make it hurt, you might as well make it hurt.
Obviously, you're divorcing her. Fucking, you stick it deep. Then that's when you do it.
My favorite
Fuck you.
new thing is, I think, and I hope I'm right, but I think Ben Jones played Cooter on the Dukes of Hazzard. Okay, and he was a congressman from
Yes.
Georgia.
Yes, he
and
was.
And I believe Newt is who beat him to become Newt.
Oh, no kidding.
I think Newt beat Cooter.
Newt's been beating Cooter in D.C. for years. Bro. He's a machine. That guy.
How great is that? Newton versus Cooter.
That's been my whole.
At the War Memorial this weekend. Sunday.
The best mechanic in Hazard County.
Newt versus Cooter.
But I don't know if that's correct, and I
haven't thought of Cooter in a long time.
But I think that's who
He was a mechanical ace.
he was fabulous.
You
But I
can
think
fix
and a congressman.
I mean, I think of Cooter.
We
but
had
I didn't
Cooter.
think of Ben Jones Cooter.
Well, we had Cooter, and then you had Gopher from the Love Boat. Fred Grandy, was a congressman from Iowa, I think, and then Ben Jones was a congressman from Georgia. So you had Gopher and Cooter.
Yeah.
I hope at the same time in Congress. That would be too goddamn.
And maybe a
good.
little Sonny Bono, throw him in there.
Even better.
Throw him in there. He was
Even
down there
better.
in Washington, and then he dies, and then they just give it to his wife.
So yeah, they've done that
fucked up.
before though. That's happened
That's
before.
really weird.
Frequently, the widow steps in when somebody gets killed.
When we got to take a break. I'll start. I'm pushing for 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. We're really putting up a lot of videos. The Ben Kreischer stuff was just.
He's funny, dude.
Did I say
Bert
Ben?
Kreischer. Yeah, you
I
said
got Ben
Ben.
Jones on my mind. Bert Kreischer, of course. There's some funny videos up there. Him shirtless playing Bon Jovi, and then we twist that video, and there's a nice little comedy spin on that video. And then we got him crying as he's watching Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah,
Did you see this video yet?
No.
Oh, can we just play it real fast for Vic?
He's out of his mind. Bert is out of his mind in the best way possible. I mean that.
I love
It still works on the radio, but you got to see the video. He warned me. He's like, "Don't do it.
I'm gonna get sad.
Don't fucking do it."
Right.
Hit play and put it on the big screen, please.
Wow, you're already crying.
Oh, shit.
Look at him. He's already.
He's already losing it.
Daddy?
Oh, yeah.
Daddy, I knew I'd see you again. I knew it.
Oh, yeah. This is rough.
This is a tough thing to watch. I won't lie.
Wow.
Sherrod.
That's amazing.
But Sherrod doesn't want to deal with real emotions. You hear him? Yeah, man, that's rough. That's rough.
Look at him.
Yeah.
That's not fake.
No. And he told me after the show that he was trying to hold it in.
Oh, this is trying to hold it in.
In the house, you guys. Tell Mommy's here. Tell her to come. Let's go. Wait up.
How old was the kids when he died?
Tell me the story of how you
And then he tells me to shut up because I'm trying to do something with this. And he was crying.
Oh my God.
He was crying so hard. I said this yesterday on the show because Bert came back in. I go, I wanted to make fun of him and start laughing my ass off, but I was kind of scared that he would take it the wrong way.
I don't know,
because
man.
he was having a real fucking moment.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm trying to think. Whoa, I don't know if I have that in me.
He's incredible.
I'm sure there's something cheesy. There's certain songs if you start playing them, I'll start crying in a second.
I mean, that's a hard movie to watch.
Which song?
I don't know why. No, it's. I mean, at a certain moment, any song can.
Right.
I'll be choking and whimpering for some bizarre reason because it'll take me to a certain spot where I'll remember.
There's a couple songs from my wedding that when I hear them, I get a little choked up because it brings me right back to my wedding and how.
Sure,
I get that with Julio Iglesias.
Over the top happy I was.
Julio Iglesias gets
really?
me.
Yeah.
Not was as in I'm not happy anymore, but was at the time when I got married 8 years ago. 8 years ago already. Fuck.
When's your anniversary?
November.
Oh, coming up.
Yeah.
What's the day? It's okay.
22nd.
Oh, that's Nikki's birthday. That's my girl's birthday.
Well,
I will remember to send you a happy anniversary. Because
we look more at the JFK thing.
So, okay, all right.
November 22nd.
Is that really?
I think,
I thought it was 23rd. I don't know. Maybe
22nd.
I don't know.
Right? Yeah, 22nd. Jeez, I should know this. November 22nd.
I was 1. So I don't really remember.
Damn, Vic.
So I'm old, but I don't.
All right, we got to take a break.
It is 22nd. You're right. 63.
Mad Cuban, what do you got?
Sundays, 8 o'clock, Food Network. I'm a judge. I'm gonna start competing.
On guys grocery game.
I'm gonna start competing. I'm gonna start fucking lighting people up now.
Do it.
You'll see.
Become like the Simon Cowell of guys grocery game.
No. I'm cooking again against the other judges.
Nice.
Carl is going to be a TV star. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
He's on his way already.
Somebody's got to get famous and help us.
I'm telling you,
fucking huge, like Michael Jackson. Big.
Carl is going to
good.
Carl is going to pop.
I can't wait. I want to be his garbage man. I will come live in the chateau.
Bro, I got a Spanish family. You know how much line you're gonna have to stand in to be a garbage man? I got 60 people ready.
I got it.
Fucking Brewer loved you.
I love him.
Brewer's talking about you after that show we all did together.
His wife came to the restaurant.
Fuck. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Brewer wrote me back. Oh, you guys weren't here yesterday. He has the chicken pox.
Yeah, I read that.
Can we get Brewer on the phone maybe after the break? Vic, what do you got, buddy?
I got Hard Rock, Sioux City, Iowa, and Funny Bone, Omaha, the 9th through 12th of November.
I know good restaurants you say. I'll send you.
I'm only there one night. I'm there Wednesday night in Sioux City at the Hard Rock, and then the Thursday through Sunday at the Funny Bone, Omaha. So,
remember Buzzy?
Yeah.
He's really
he's excited.
He's texting me again.
He's reminding you of all the shit you gave him now.
Well, we played the NBC audio of that was her dying.
Was her dying.
So then he just texts me. He goes, "What's next, Bud Dwyer?"
I don't know that one either.
Yes, you do.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm going.
No, I don't know.
The guy that's a tease. Oh,
the politician.
Yeah, I hate that one. Yeah,
that's a great one.
I hate that one.
How about because my buddy Buzzy was in TV, is still in TV, all these years later. We saw this way before anyone did.
Oh, really?
This is
way
phenomenal.
before. This was a bootleg
that you found before everybody
that only
did.
went around to TV stations. And Buzzy worked at a TV station up there in Rochester, so he got this years before anyone saw it. I can't watch this.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Please turn it off.
I've seen that one.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah,
you've seen that before, right?
I've seen it
long ago though. I forget things.
Yeah, that's brutal.
All right, anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to eat some tater tots. We're going to continue with the Mad Cuban and Vic Henley. I just thought we were going to have more time with him, but
you maybe could. A rapper could do this maybe and put a spin on it, and
But I want to ask him about you get together as a band and you're all like trading songs that you're working on and this and that, and he presents this to the band. I want to sing about illegal aliens.
Tragically Caucasian white men too. Yeah. You couldn't get 3 more whiter dudes than these guys from England.
But he's trying to look Mexican in the video,
and he's got there's a little makeup. There's some bad hair.
He looks Mexican to me.
Same guy that was in here.
Don't they all look?
Sorry.
Well,
you're right.
Yeah. Sorry, tater tot.
Oh.
Give or take.
But you're choking. I don't want to fucking give you mouth to mouth or anything.
You're not going to ever do that.
All right. You'd rather die, right?
That's never going to happen.
Good. What if you're dying, though?
Let me die. Let me die.
Good.
Yeah, let me die.
At least we have an understanding.
No, I want to go out.
So you're DNR. We don't touch
do not resuscitate. Absolutely.
All right.
No, I would like. I don't even need that. Just let me die.
Right?
Let me die if it's my time. Did I ever tell you? This is weird in a tangent, but I know the Heimlich dude's son.
I think you might have told
I've said
me.
that before. The dude,
refresh my memory.
Phil Heimlich is his son, and he's from Cincinnati, and his dad is the guy that invented the Heimlich.
Did it make him rich or no?
I don't think he got any money for it.
Fucking asshole.
But down through the years, I've run into Phil, and it's always funny when I see him.
How did the old man die?
I don't know. I don't know that at all. I don't know how Dr. Heimlich originally died.
Let's find out how he died. I guarantee it wasn't a piece of steak.
No, it can't be. Can't be. I know. But I'm still back to this. The video with the sombreros and the serapes.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
Looks like a regular Tuesday to me in that.
If you took this exact song, did it, right, and threw it on the internet, people would just go after you.
It depends on who it would be. Like I said,
would
you
go
could,
after you.
could
Couldn't be white and do it.
You know, you could get away with it, maybe. No, that's what I'm saying. Not this incarnation would work again. But
so you were talking about the Megyn Kelly. We should play the clip. Everyone's
she
talking
got
about
lightsabered in half.
You think?
I think so.
let's see it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
She started
TV.
going to her, she was on the ropes. She started saying, "Sir," and whatever. You're angry. She got knocked out.
Newt doesn't play, man.
Newt don't fuck around.
He doesn't fuck around.
It doesn't
He's
matter.
got those far away dumb eyes. Like
Well, if you're any good politician, Republican or Democrat or whatever your party is, you should be able to be this mean.
Right.
I think the good ones are sharks. The all shucks. Oh, what's going on? That's not a good politician.
Newt looks like a fucking one of those angry guys at the country club. He fucked his steak up like just fucking pissed.
See, look at the headline. Newt Gingrich explodes at Megyn Kelly for biased coverage on Trump's alleged sexual assaults. You are fascinated with sex.
He crushed.
All right, let's take a look at this.
He had a rough first debate. He took the bait on Alicia Machado. He stayed in that trap for a week. The Access Hollywood tape came out, which was not produced by Hillary Clinton. That was Trump on camera talking about grabbing women.
Look, I just heard you go through this with Governor Pence. I get it. I know where you're coming from. Let me point out something to you.
Sure.
The three major networks spent 23 minutes attacking Donald Trump that night and 57 seconds on Hillary Clinton's secret speeches. You don't think this is a scale of bias worthy of Pravda and Izvestia? I mean, you want to know why Donald Trump's had a rough time?
If Trump is a sexual predator, that is...
Could you pause? I believe that the media is biased, absolutely. But when you're handed that tape, that Trump tape, how do you not spend a lot of fucking time on that?
Right.
Because you got advertisers and ratings and all that shit. That's gold. You're not going to just say, well, all right, we've done enough coverage of this. Let's move on to other things.
Well, all the other stuff is regular crooked politician shit.
Right.
But then if you're in the news, just say you're a business then. Don't make believe you're like above it all and high and mighty. Just be like, we're in the news business.
Sure.
You know, and try to get anything else, like a comedy channel or a cooking channel.
And that's better news than this news.
I think you meant to say entertainment.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're in entertainment. We're not news. But more and more people are understanding that's what all this shit's about. It's more entertainment than actual news.
Well, when Jon Stewart turned the page there, when he became a viable.
Was the news.
That's what I'm saying. He's on Comedy Central, and he was a more viable than anybody else about.
Did you see that show fall like a safe off of a building? Fucking when he left. Fuck. That can't feel good. That Trevor Noah dude just sitting there like it's like
he's a sweetheart of a guy too. Yeah. He's a really nice guy. He's funny.
I'm going to back up Vic. What Vic's saying. He was in here really funny, very bright.
Yes,
but I thought it was a weird choice too because I think you want an American talking about like politics, right?
Well, not necessarily because all that audience went over to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yeah, fuck Eric, you're right.
No,
God, I'm losing fucking battles left and right today.
The stage manager went over. I know the stage manager, and he left that show, and he's a great dude.
You're right.
When Spinny jumped ship, then it's already.
So now I lost the Coke versus marijuana battle with you, and I lost the American versus the foreigner.
Today's your last day ever.
Fuck. Lost.
Trevor Noah sucks.
He's so nice. He's a really good guy.
Fine, man.
He's a really good guy.
Go play tennis with him. But I'm just saying.
I watched. I don't know. Stewart had something special,
dude. I tried to watch it. Trevor, I was just like, you kidding me, right?
But do you remember there was
Stewart had that thing like people don't have any faith in the news or a particular channel or anchorman or broadcaster anymore. But like Stewart was viewed as like looking at Cronkite and Dan Rather and
for the millennials. Yeah.
He was like the last guy that they actually believed what he was saying and what he was reporting. Even though it was satire, people went to him to watch this stuff rather than watching the local news.
He single-handedly shut down Crossfire. That was one of the greatest things ever.
When he went over there.
To sit there calmly and just motherfuck the living shit out of these two screaming idiots is one of the greatest things in TV of the past 20 years, I think.
I didn't agree with Stewart's politics, but I thought he was fantastic.
Yes.
You couldn't stop watching.
No, that is a classic of all time.
That's a long video. video, but
he shut it down.
Yeah, we'll tweet it out if you've never seen Jon Stewart on Crossfire. That is a great watch.
It's the reason Crossfire doesn't exist anymore, basically.
But you make a good point, because there was a time, like, news on Comedy Central, and now we just go, that's what, it's normal now as you look back, but
it's only been with Stewart, because when Craig Kilborn was hosting it,
of course,
everyone just looked at it as a dumb sketch show. But
Eric,
Stewart took it over.
That's my point. It went from no one's taking this shit seriously, there's just a bunch of silly jokes in here, and then somewhere along the way it leaped over into, holy fuck, this is...
You just won a battle with Eric, Opie, just heads up.
I won that one, right?
Yeah.
All right!
No, I just jumped the gun.
Premature.
A loss is a loss.
Yeah, joculation.
Craig Ferguson, he made some strange choices in his career, huh?
I mean, Kilborn. Kilborn.
Oh, Kilborn.
Because Craig Ferguson, another foreigner that Americans loved.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You won that battle.
Oh, that's
already.
that weird guy night that talked to the puppet?
He was the Scottish guy who used to host the Late Late Show.
I liked him.
I loved him.
He was all right.
No, he's a good dude, too.
I think Jimmy Kimmel is the best thing ever on Late. He's funny as shit, man.
Some of his set pieces are some of the best shit I've ever seen.
He's
some of the crazy, wacky, offbeat things that he comes up with doing.
And now that Fallon, they're sweeping him off the floor every night.
Oh, with the last name like that, what do you think is going to happen, man?
Well, they're calling him Jimmy Fallon today.
Oh man, on the front page of the paper.
I didn't see this yet.
No.
These rumors have been out there for a while. Not even rumors really anymore, because there's been enough stories in the press. But
it started really coming out when he put his hand through the glass coffee table and almost severed his finger.
Right.
That's when these stories that people, I guess, already knew started to become public.
Fucking people can't keep their fucking mouth shut.
I know.
No.
I'm so glad I'm not famous.
You know, like think about like Joe Namath, and these guys, like the savagery they used to do in New York City. No one's like nothing.
Yeah. Well, I've told it on here before. The NASCAR drivers used to stay in the only little hotel in our town 2 times a year when they'd come to town, and this is back in the day. And shit that you would be in jail for now.
Yeah, dude.
You're hearing it right and left, and it's just that's just boys going crazy.
Yeah,
no, that's
just
fucking,
boys will be boys.
Yeah.
They're murdering girls.
Yes,
like just
exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Completely horrible.
Now nothing. You can't do anything.
But Fallon, he's drinking a little too much. It's on the front page of our paper today. NBC warns Tonight Show host to stop boozing.
Wow, is that a Guinness he's holding?
It's getting a bit out of control with Mr. Fallon.
He's going to get divorced soon.
What else is in that story, Paul? I'm trying to find it in my pile. I think you're giving me too much fucking prep. I can't find shit. I'm not used to having this much prep.
All right, tomorrow nothing, and then by Friday we'll figure out.
How did he chip a tooth?
No, the old show had
Go back to he
prep,
chipped a tooth on opening something.
Huh?
It says somewhere in there that he chipped a tooth trying to open a bottle with his mouth or something.
There's a bunch of Fallon stories out there now. What is it saying, Paul?
Cut his hand on a bottle of Jägermeister and trying to open medicine for his finger. He tried to open up a medicine bottle with his mouth for take pain medication for the finger.
Yeah. That was last year, though. Like, what are they saying now that it hit the paper?
I don't know. He's jealous of James Corden.
Oh, I hate that guy. Yeah. Stop.
Who's that? That's the other show.
It's the stupid carpool karaoke.
That's unwatchable.
It's bad if you and I are saying the same thing at the same time.
That's unwatchable. My wife watches that brain drain shit like that.
People love stuff like that.
Oh, it's the dumbest thing ever.
You know what? All that stuff. The Kardashians. The Real Whores of Whoretown. There's 19 of those same fucking shows.
I like the Kardashians. I watch it. Yeah. They're smoking.
I got no problem for
just because they're so hot.
Yeah, they're just hot.
She's not hot. They're not.
They're hot. Dude, Vic, if Kim Kardashian starts hitting on you, you'd start lying.
No, I would not.
You tell her you invented the internet.
No, I would not. Hell no. I don't care that Raymond J. RJ jizzed on her titties. I don't give a shit. I don't care. She's nasty.
Really?
As far as I'm concerned. Yes. That's nasty. I don't care. I don't care. Fine, good, yay.
Wait,
I could care less.
Wait, I know that's her nude, but the other one, that's is that real?
Yeah.
Those?
All of those are with her big butt.
Hips are too fucking wide.
Oh, she's fine, guys.
Too fucking wide.
You just fucking.
Do you watch that show to see Caitlyn Jenner's pecker fall out?
That was funny.
She still has it. There was no way.
Are you looking for the pecker?
I'm not going to lie.
TV show?
I'm not going to lie. Every time he's on, I'm looking for the pecker.
Sure.
You got to look for the pecker.
Well, she likes it. That's why she didn't go all the way. She wanted to throw some dick.
I don't get
Caitlyn's an ugly chick, isn't she?
It's a weird thing. It's a very strange thing. I've told all my friends this is really, if you want to come to New York City, we can go over to 50th Street and 12th Avenue, and there's 11 Caitlyn Jenner standing over there right now. And they don't have a Courage Award or a TV show.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It's just a New York,
bullshit.
it's a New York thing.
You had to give it to the basketball player with cancer. Everyone knows that.
I can't believe they gave it to
the
him.
ESPY or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
exactly. No.
A girl has cancer.
Yeah. And
playing hoops, and they're like, that wasn't good enough.
No,
Sorry.
No, not good enough. Right.
This one over here.
You want to go
this
back
one
to
over
him?
here has a
Megan.
dick, so we got to give it to her.
You want to go back to him yelling at her?
Let's go to Newt Gingrich and Megan Kelly.
He's yelling at her.
Country club scolding.
It's your
Say
opinion.
that.
I'm
You
not
could
taking a
not
position
defend
on
that
it.
statement.
I am
I'm
not
sick
taking a
and
position
tired of
on it.
people like you using language that's inflammatory that's not true.
Excuse me, Mr. Speaker.
Donald
you have
Trump
no
was not
idea
this-
whether it's true or not. What we know is that
Neither-
there are at
neither
least...
do you.
That's right, and I'm not taking a position on it,
No,
unlike
yes, you are. When you use the words, you took a position.
So
And
what
I think
I
it's
said
very
is
unfair of you to do that, Megan. I think
incorrect.
that is exactly the bias people are upset by.
I think that your defensiveness on this may speak volumes, sir. What I said
Let me just
is
suggest to you.
That's not bad.
Right.
But it's textbook. Like, she's not saying anything.
No, I know.
No, she's getting kicked in the teeth by Newt Gingrich.
Newt's just getting warmed up,
Yeah,
too, by
watch
the way.
this.
Yeah, it gets better and
He
better.
gets the lightsaber out.
No. Let me make my point, and then I'll give you the floor. What I said is, if Trump is a sexual predator, then it's a big story. And what we saw on that tape was Trump himself saying that he likes to grab women by the genitals and kiss them against their will. That's what we saw. Then we saw 10 women come forward after he denied actually doing it at a debate to say that was untrue. He did it to me. He did it to me. We saw reporters. We saw people who had worked with him, people from Apprentice, and so on and so forth. He denies it all, which is his right. We don't know what the truth is. My point to you is, as a media story, we don't get to say the 10 women are lying. We have to cover that story, sir.
Sure. Okay, so it's worth 23 minutes of the three networks to cover that story, and Hillary Clinton in a secret speech in Brazil to a bank that pays her $225,000, saying her dream is an open border where 600 million people could come to America. That's not worth covering.
That is worth
When you
covering.
want to go back
And
through
we
the
did.
tapes of your show recently, you are fascinated with sex and you don't care about public policy. Now, that's
Really?
what I get out of watching you tonight.
You know what, Mr. Speaker? I'm not fascinated by sex, but I am fascinated by the protection of women and understanding what we're getting in the Oval Office. And I think the American voters would like
and
to
therefore,
know.
we're going to send Bill Clinton back to the East Wing because, after all, you were worried about sexual predators.
Yeah, listen, it's not about me. It's about the women and men of America. And the poll numbers show us that the women of America in particular are very concerned about these allegations and in large part believe that they are a real issue. And don't dismiss the women summarily.
Do you want to comment on whether the Clinton ticket has a relationship to a sexual predator?
We on the Kelly File have covered that story as well, sir. I will tell you
I
the
just want to hear you use the words. I want to hear you words. Bill Clinton, sexual predator. I dare you. Say Bill Clinton, sexual predator.
Mr. Speaker,
disbarred by the Arkansas bar. Disbarred by the Arkansas bar. $850,000 penalty.
Excuse me, sir. We on the Kelly File have covered the Clinton matter as well. We've hosted Kathleen Willey. We've covered the examples of him being accused as well, but he's not on the ticket.
knows he got it.
And the polls also show that the American public is less interested in the deeds of Hillary Clinton's husband than they are in the deeds of the man who asks us to make him president, Donald Trump. We're going to have to leave it at that.
Yeah, you're
and
damn right
you
you
can
are.
take your anger issues and spend some time working on them,
Look
Mr.
how
Speaker.
happy he
Thanks for
is.
being
And
here.
you too.
That's the grin of a man that says, "I just kicked your ass in this argument." No,
that's
he was
a
grinning.
white-haired country club samurai right there.
Yeah.
A samurai, very nice.
I dare you to say it. I dare you to say it.
I dare you. He's
You see that
front of him,
smile
man.
on his face?
No, he was so happy.
He knows he got her.
I got you. I got you.
Well, she started with, I don't like, and I go back and forth all the time, and that's the problem being Mr. Libra. But it's, she went straight to, which I hate, is thou protest too much.
Sure.
I hate that goddamn argument because there's been a million times that I've snapped and lost my mind, and I'm vehemently arguing my goddamn point, and I'm right.
Right.
And I hate it when they go, well, you yelling about this just tells me that you're lying.
Right.
No, no, this is an unjust thing that I'm fucking
passionate
mad
'cause
about.
you're fucking
Right.
retarded.
And I have the facts on my side.
Right.
Whenever
And you're being stupid.
I hate that argument. You're telling me just because you yell a lot, you're certainly guilty. No, I'm fucking mad because I'm right.
That's how mad I am.
Yeah, you know.
I got the passion behind me.
But that was funny.
If we're sticking with politics and you want funny, we got to play the Joe Biden clip.
See, I'm getting caught up. I'm still recovering from Lenny's wedding. I've been missing out on the news.
Oh, and Joe
my
Biden said he's going
God.
to punch Trump?
Yeah, two
Oh, no, I don't know this one either.
70-year-old guys want to fight.
I would
Trump
love
will
that.
knock him out.
I would love that.
Would that be the greatest
The
pay-per-view
greatest thing
ever?
in the
I'll
world.
pay for it.
Yes. Right.
I'd watch it.
If we want to get the deficit down, let's just start doing that.
If Dana White was smart, he would sign these two up for Madison Square Garden UFC. What number is that again? 20.
Trump's got a lot of height and weight.
205, right. I think you're right.
I'd like to take him out back. I love the.
Oh, this is great.
It's very Southern.
You also saw Trump's response to it?
No,
that I have not seen yet.
He made a response to it.
Wait, I might have seen it. Whatever. Like it matters.
There'd be nothing better than two.
We're just waiting for a commercial. We'll have it in a second.
Privileged.
Two shit talkers.
Two privileged 70-year-old white dudes.
Who would you take?
You know, beating the piss out of each other. I don't even know if one of them could swing.
But who would you take in that?
Oh, I'd take Biden.
Biden's confidence.
I'd take Biden.
Me, so
Yeah,
I think
I'd take Biden. He might go psycho on you.
Biden's the kind of kid that gets knocked out first.
You think?
Yeah, big shit talker.
You think? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's touching the grass quick.
You think? All right.
Really?
Him or Trump though? I don't. Who's going to take who?
Trump's going to knock you out.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think
You
Trump's
think?
ever. I don't think Trump's going to swing at anybody his entire life.
Dude, Trump's like all hot. He's banging Melania and stuff. He still feels
by
good.
Stone Cold, Vic.
What?
He got stunnered
That
by
is
Stone
true.
Cold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
That is
I
true.
I remember that. Yeah.
So he's got that against him. Let's play.
Which is nice.
Which is nice. Very okay. Very good. Let's play Biden.
Assertions for anyone to make.
Can you pause this?
Oh yeah.
I would, if I was in that room, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at that point. He's so over the top dramatic.
No, it's
I love that delivery he does when he's, talking about a family that lost a loved one or something. But when it comes to like, a playground fight,
But let me tell you
just
something.
hilarious.
If Biden was running against Trump, Biden would fucking win the whole fucking thing.
Of course he would have.
Because he's like Trump light.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, you're right. You'd get a little bit of the best of both worlds. I agree.
But the Democrats want this fucking cyborg lady to fucking do it.
The Republicans fucked up. Anyone else would have had this thing wrapped up.
No, the
Hillary's
media
so damaged
Dude,
too.
the media would have done this to everybody.
Hillary is damaged as well. If the Republicans had like,
they got Romney. That guy's lily white. That guy didn't ever. He never even stole a piece of gum, and they got him. The binders full of women. Remember all that shit?
Yeah.
They got him.
you.
When the media's
the other
against
way,
you, you got no chance.
If it was Biden against Trump, this thing would have been long.
It's a lock.
That's what he just said. Yeah.
But the other way too, if they had a different candidate.
Who? Cruz? Are you fucking kidding me? That Cuban be fucking shark food in 2 seconds.
Shit! I just lost another battle.
Damn it!
Well, they're out of.
He pulled a Ted Cruz on me. Fuck! I can't argue that.
They're out of people.
Fucking Ted Cruz. That psychopath.
That's how they ended up with Trump.
Bro, I'm
they're out of
Cuban.
people.
Listen, I'll give you the inside.
Sure.
I'm Cuban. I'm sitting in Miami with a bunch of Cubans, and Ted Cruz comes on, and all generations are all looking at him, what a fucking asshole is that? We only got 2 people in government.
He doesn't represent us.
And we're looking at him like, look at this fucking asshole. What a piece of shit this guy is.
What a chode.
What a fucking
chode he
boy toucher looking, creepy, penguin looking motherfucker.
He is creepy. I was thinking more like maybe John Kasich.
John Kasich, but just get Hillary.
I
Same
respect
shit.
John Kasich because he's the only one now at this point that's shut up. He hasn't said shit.
I don't like John Kasich because he didn't like Fargo. So fuck him.
Yeah, fuck John Kasich.
Yeah.
And he looks, that point alone.
And he looks like
you.
a lesbian cafeteria.
I don't care. You don't like Fargo. You lost me.
And he also went after me and Anthony when he was filling in on Fox News one
course,
night.
by all means. Really. Singled y'all out.
Oh, yeah, he did. You want to see this?
You reached a high level of annoyance if he's singling you out.
John Kasich knows who we are. Hillary Clinton knows who we are.
No kidding.
And, of course, Donald Trump knows who we are.
Does Podesta know who you are?
What?
Podesta, the guys that email got cracked open like a fucking egg?
Oh, no, man. We're all over this election.
This is great.
Fucking Hillary used audio from this radio show to fucking beat up Trump.
Wow.
And then our audio talking to Mr. Trump has also been out
I remember some of that, yes.
Phil Collins knows me and he fucking hates me.
Well, he should have picked another song.
It's the only song I know.
Studio. How about One More Night? He probably would have said, all right, man, you're cool.
I think he was going to yell at me regardless.
You could have said, you can't hurry love.
Yeah, that would have been okay.
He looked over, he's like, look at this fucking minority.
That was so good.
Yeah.
It was,
I don't care anymore. Maybe he's just a slightly,
No more.
No more. No more.
I don't like that song as much as Sister Studio.
I think you were reminding him of the illegal alien video, and it just took him to a dark
this
place.
motherfucker's in that video.
It's like that. He looked at you like, fuck, that's the look I was going for.
God, how did this fucking Paco nail that look?
I knew I should have went goatee.
That was funny.
All right, why don't we play the rest of the Joe Biden? Yeah, this is where he gets good.
Yeah, he pauses.
Oh, yeah, he paused for his applause. He knows he's killing.
His hair collar is like the color of piss. Did you see
The
it?
press always asks me, don't I wish I were debating him? No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym. That's what
He's 70. He's 70.
I like it.
I love Joe Biden, and I don't even really study his politics on these issues. I really don't. It's just like how he talks.
Well, when you showed me, I didn't know when he shook Obama's hand and goes, "This is fucking great."
No, I know the exact quote.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a big fucking deal.
So good.
This is a big fucking
No,
deal.
but the minute I saw that, I'm like, I would vote for you for anything, just based on that. Just based on that.
He had to have known that there was a live mic.
Yeah.
Oh, this is one of my
It's so
favorites.
good.
Ladies,
Play this really fast. Huh?
I'm getting a quicker one.
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United
Here it
States of
goes.
America,
Here it goes.
Barack Obama.
Here it goes. And Obama, these were the days where Obama did not like him.
No, he didn't know what to do with him.
Like the party put these two together.
Yeah.
Like, look, Obama, you're going to need an old white guy.
Yep.
But now, if you see Obama's body language and Biden's around, he fully enjoys the hell out of him. But in this clip, it shows like, fuck this guy.
But
He's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, he's only 2 years in, and he doesn't know.
This is a big fucking deal. I think Biden gained some years back too. He looks better now than from that clip. That's pretty old.
He got out of it. He doesn't care.
Well, because he's still in the bullpen because Hillary might die.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'm telling you, it could happen.
You got 10 days.
Are we down to 10 days?
I don't know. It's a week.
20 days.
It's a week from Tuesday.
18 days. 18 days. All right.
It's a week from Tuesday. Whatever yesterday, so 2 weeks from yesterday.
No, I think we're less than. I think we're 12 days.
I'm not good at math.
Just to show you how stupid
I'm going
we are.
12 days.
Right.
No, what day? I'm going 13 days.
I'm going 13 and a half.
Let's go 13. All right. Here's Trump responding to what Biden said.
Look at that camo hat. God, I love this dude.
Are stupid people. Our leaders are stupid people. They're stupid people. Telling you. Obama, all this guy does is campaign for Hillary, who he can't stand. And if you read what happened today with the server back and forth that he ended up knowing about, even though he said he didn't, it just came out on WikiLeaks. He knew about it. And if you see now why, I'm trying to figure out why is he backing her over Biden. Did you see where Biden wants to take me to the back of the barn? Me. He wants it. I'd love that. I'd love that.
You're standing in front of a
Mr.
hay
Tough
bale.
Guy. He's Mr. Tough Guy. When he's Mr. Tough Guy? When he's standing behind a microphone by himself. That's when he's. He wants to bring me to the back of the barn. Oh.
As you stand behind the microphone.
Some things in life you could really love doing. Our nation has lost. And by the way, if I said that, they'd say, he's violent. How could he have done that? I'm
I do like, I'll give him that one.
Spot on.
He is entertaining as all hell. Fuck.
I just love the fact that
How you couldn't enjoy 4 years of him talking shit
well, as
to
a
people.
comedian, hell
I mean,
yeah. As a comedian, comedy gold.
Oh, my God.
That's been Obama's whole problem. Not funny.
Not funny.
You got 8 years of Bill Clinton, comedy gold. 8 years of George W., comedy gold.
Right.
Then the guy trying to do things.
Yeah.
Not funny. So now you get back to this, the criminal or this guy. I'm just looking for. He's in front of a hay bale in a pickup truck like he's completely.
And he's by himself behind a microphone.
Yeah.
As he's talking about Biden being behind him, a microphone by himself. Play this out.
proud of the fact that I employ thousands and thousands of people all over Florida. And the state is an amazing state, but I'm also proud to provide them with benefits, including health care. Unfortunately, a small number of the people that work at Trump National in Doral, which is Miami, they're on Obamacare, small percentage. And as I said this morning, they are having tremendous difficulty. In fact, a lot of them have said, can you take me off Obamacare? See what we can. Should I do it or not? Should I take them off? Maybe I will. I'll mention you folks when I do it.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
13 days to the election.
Yeah. It is 13?
I'm according to that right there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 13 days.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. In other news, Former players accusing Bobby Knight of squeezing their testicles.
Fucking awesome.
Okay, right.
It's not a gay thing.
That's not gay. The guy was probably being a punk.
That's coaching.
That's coaching.
Yes, old school coaching.
Old school coaching. You can't do this shit anymore. You can't throw the basketballs at the players anymore.
Can't call them names.
Can't call them names. Can't throw the chairs at them.
Can't put them in a tool shed and make them sit in the dark for an hour.
True.
That's what that dude got in
shit
trouble
works.
for. You know, I got no problem.
I lived in a fucking shed, boy.
I can get 1,100 football players on the line right here that will back up every bit of this and say there's nothing wrong with it. It made them better.
The shit you went through if you were on a team.
Yeah,
it's just
that's the way it
ridiculous.
goes.
I don't think I ever had my testicles squeezed, but
Dude, but it's a different generation. Like
I look forward to testicle squeezing day myself.
Did you see that guy? That guy on YouTube that does the "Leave Me Alone" thing?
Huh?
Like how to deal with bullying. It's like a song.
Here comes. Wait a minute. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Club Soda Kenny.
I have a cute, sort of related sports story about this.
Okay.
When I was a young boy and I was playing Little League Baseball, one day I had to be the catcher.
Yeah.
And I had my first homosexual experience because the umpire checked me for a cup.
And he's out.
He's out.
That's perfect. No, that's absolutely.
You see that, Dennis Falcone?
That's how you do it.
That's how you do
That's
it.
how you do it right there.
Dennis ran out of things to talk about, so he brings up Disney. Wow, very good. All right. What's
There
the
it
story
is.
behind the Bobby Knight testicles thing? We have the story now. It's in an autobiography, all right? In his new autobiography, Jadlow, on the rebound, Todd Jadlow, who played under Knight as a Hoosier from 85 to 89, alleges that the coach broke a clipboard over his head, squeezed players by their testicles, and once ordered team managers to post photos of female genitalia in a player's locker, among other acts.
Because he was calling him a pussy, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that would be related
what's wrong?
to.
You didn't do anything wrong.
It's pejorative.
Oh, come on.
If you want to, I'm saying, if you
Right. Thomas's locker was once plastered by photos of female genitalia, and Knight had a habit
Funny.
of throwing tampons at him, all because the coach thought he was a fucking pussy. Right there.
Well, Parcells kept referring to Joey Galloway as she. I remember.
Oh, really?
Yes, when he was coaching New England, and I think it was Joey Galloway, and who has a great career and was a good ball player,
Yeah.
but he thought he was a little soft, and so for the first few weeks when he didn't even know him barely, he just kept calling him she. Well, she doesn't understand how it works in the NFL. She's had a tough time in her life. So
how do you come back?
I think it was Parcells. I'm pretty sure.
Wow, there used to be a different time, huh?
Oh God, yeah. You know,
but most people that went through the Bobby Knight program just knew this was just part of being on his team.
Well, if that dude was
didn't
there-
even think twice, but now this guy obviously is looking for a payday and probably went to a publisher and said, well, I got some stories that'll sell some books. That's why we're talking about it, because I don't even remember that player. Do you?
I don't know him. I know if he was there from 85 to 89, I think they won the national championship in 87.
So he was on a national championship team.
And I guarantee you for the next 5 years after that, he wasn't saying jack shit about this.
Of course not.
Right? He was talking about, I won the national championship, and he's a great, I bet. That'd
Right.
be,
That's so fucked up. But I did these poor
But then
guys.
times get changed, and then
Is that this guy?
That's him. Keith Smart hit a buzzer beater in 87, maybe.
Jesus,
So, I love sports.
No, I mean,
maybe
that's amazing how you can pull that shit.
Well, it's he only won in '76. They went undefeated. That's the last team to go undefeated, Bobby Knight, and that '76 team. And then they won again, and I think it's '87.
And Bobby's endorsing Trump.
Beat Syracuse.
Really?
I think that's who they beat. Yeah, maybe.
In what year?
87 is what I'm going with. But somebody can 87 NCAA basketball championship.
Was Pearl Washington on the team?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to.
I
get
don't
in the
think so. I
conversation.
think he's early.
He was earlier, right?
He's early. Yeah, he's
we
earlier.
lost Pearl Washington.
Yeah, he's early.
Brain cancer,
Yes.
I think it was. Yeah, he passed. He was an unbelievable player. Not that great in the NBA though. Pearl Washington.
So now you got.
Now I need to know when Pearl was on.
Yeah, Indiana 74, Syracuse 73. Keith Smart hit a buzzer beater.
There you go. You nailed it, buddy.
In the Superdome.
Wow, very good.
Sometimes I get one.
Sometimes you get a lot.
Sometimes
you get a lot. And then we lost a fan at Broncos Stadium, falling 50 feet.
Yesterday? I mean Monday?
Yeah, I guess, right?
Sunday.
It was a Sunday night game?
Was it a Sunday night game?
Sunday night game was the 2 fuck-up field goal games with no time left.
Oh, God, the 6-6 tie.
Yeah, Monday night was.
Did you see that?
I got home from the wedding just in time to see both of them.
You see Pete Carroll like, what?
Yeah.
Both coaches like what
standing
the
there.
What the?
Yeah, I don't know who was more aggravated, him or Arians.
Oh, the frustration. You think an NFL game should end in a tie?
Never.
Regular season, I'm okay with it because it doesn't have that much. Just doesn't have that much.
It's a tough, grueling sport, and then they walk off the field.
Well,
with a
regular
tie.
season, whatever.
Right.
You get, I don't know. I like my favorite thing about this is I just like it when I think it was Donovan McNabb that didn't know it was a rule that you could still have a tie. Wasn't that McNabb?
Yes. Yeah.
As long as he's been playing football, and he's like, wait a minute, what? Huh? He actually didn't know that could happen.
You can have a tie?
They tied Sunday night. We had one.
No shit.
We had a tie. The Cardinals and the Seahawks tied on Sunday night.
What the fuck was I doing?
It was 6-6.
Yes, it was a horrible, horrible game.
I just saw the highlights.
And they both missed 25-yard field
You're a
goals.
big sports guy. What do you think about this whole ratings drop with the NFL? Do you think it's because everyone's taking the knee, or do you think it's just because fucking people don't give a fuck
I think it's because you got 5 good teams, and then everybody else is a pile of shit. The NFL wants everybody to be 8-8. That way, you're always in it.
Right.
I think they would like nothing better out of 32 teams if fucking 28 of them went 8-8, and then that way everybody's alive, and then everybody's interested, and everybody's watching. But
on paper, that sounds great, but
it waters down the product.
Yeah, I
though.
think so.
I think it really does. That's why.
so.
That's why I stick with the teams that everybody likes every year. I love Tom Brady. I got no problem saying it. I love Denver.
He's got some life, huh?
I like Seattle. He's he's amazing on 80 levels. The fact that you can, go from one super hot woman to another one while she's still pregnant, not Giselle not get mad at you.
My kid, we were doing a Food Network thing with Tom Brady, and it was like his charity for kids, right? For special needs kids. And my fucking wife is texting me. Our son needs to meet Tom Brady. You're a monster. Why don't you let him come down to the field? Like, finally. I'm like, fucking bring the fucking goddamn kid down here. So here comes this fucking kid. The kid's fucking, he's got every flavor ice cream on his fucking shirt. He shows up, Tom Brady. I'm like, Tom, this is my son. Tom goes to give him, I'll show you the picture. Goes to shake his hand. My kid fucking looks like a piece of IKEA furniture. Just fucking frozen. Won't even look at him. Won't even look at him.
Too scared or
so now the guy that was with Tom Brady starts hugging my son because he thinks my son's one of these fucking special needs kids.
There it is. There's the picture.
Oh, is that it? Look, there it is.
There it is.
Look, that guy, like, I don't know, he owns like Pepsi or something. He's like, oh, poor little kid. I'm like, fucking Robert.
I gotta defend your kid. That's a tough spot to be in.
Right, I would be shocked.
It was like an hour ago. He's 11. He was 10.
I think I'm an old fuck. I was going to say, I think I'm an old fuck. No, I know I'm an old fuck. But if I was in that position, I think I would freeze too.
Yeah, I've been.
I think I would freeze a little bit. I froze in front of Phil Collins.
I didn't, and it didn't go well for me. I should have frozen in front of Phil Collins. Guy yelled at because I like his song.
How did this end, though? Tell me, please.
You're looking at the beginning, you're looking at the middle, and the fucking end. That's it.
Tom Brady's amused in this photo, though. We'll tweet it out. That's pretty funny, man. Good-looking kid.
Yeah, the kid's beautiful.
Pretty normal.
Good-looking kid there.
Good soccer player.
Yeah?
I don't know.
All right.
I mean, he's 11.
You're happy about that.
Yeah,
So,
he's a good soccer player.
We got baseball tonight.
We got a game 2 tonight. We got Jake Arrieta, I think, against Trevor Bauer, whose hand is now healed from the drone accident.
I heard.
It's
unbelievable.
That's Cleveland. Is that not Cleveland?
Unbelievable.
Right there. Routine drone.
Oh, my God. If I was a star pitcher, I'm not touching anything.
No, I'm sitting at home with my robe on, rubbing moisture all over my body.
I'm not even taking, the tea kettle off the fucking stove.
Somebody call somebody for
God,
that.
Are you kidding me?
But
why are you fooling around with drones?
This is where it should get interesting tonight. They're going to. I heard, according to Mr. Falcone, they moved it back an hour because they're thinking bad weather. So instead of 8, it's going to be at 7.
Oh
tonight.
wow!
Yeah,
we got to get home then.
They think some shit's going to go down. So 7:08 instead of 8:08 first pitch.
The games take forever though. I didn't watch the whole thing last night. I made it through the 4th.
Oh, I watched
what time was the game over?
Probably 11:50, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's late.
But I love it, man. It's so good. I was
switching back and forth.
How can you not? I mean, it's a no lose situation.
I was looking at my Knicks. Oh. Sort of my Knicks, because Carmelo Anthony's still on the team. I'm obsessed with not liking him.
They're horrible. As long as Dolan owns that team.
LeBron looked ridiculous.
As long as Dolan owns that team, the only cure is gas can and match.
That's what everyone says.
Hey, he will. I hope they suck forever, and I like them. But that motherfucker is one of the shittiest owners in sports. And Donald Sterling opened up his mouth and took the title from him, but Dolan isn't much better. He's not a really. I don't like him. He's a dry drunk, and I don't like dry drunks.
Just you might as well drink.
Yeah, if you're the reformed alcoholic and you're a giant piece of shit, start drinking again.
Because you didn't learn shit.
No, you didn't.
You didn't learn shit.
That's funny. That's fucking funny. It's really funny.
Let's see. NFL ratings are dropping off cause they are catering to women and children. Yes.
Is that what
to
the
a
that's
point?
the answer?
Yes. Let me go to this guy. God, yes. James, what do you got on this?
Listen, I don't know if you guys fucking remember this, but I'm a Raiders fan, and like a few games early into the season, they take the chance to do a 2-point conversion to fucking win the game.
First game of the year.
There's like 27 seconds left on the clock. Michael Crabtree gets the 2-point conversion in the end zone. He throws the fucking ball straight up as a celebration. He doesn't dance. He doesn't curse. He throws the ball up. They throw the fucking flag. They throw the fucking flag for fucking celebration and end zone penalty. What's the point, dude? There's like 27 seconds left. It puts the other team in better position. What are we fucking saving from? Women, there's so much pink shit. It's fucking ridiculous. They can't.
He's losing me on that one.
I got it.
He's losing me on the pink.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be for a good cause.
Breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, but a lot of people talk about how much of the money is actually going to the cause. That's something we get into on another show.
Well, that's the classic Bill Hicks joke.
Right.
The Bill Hicks reference. The only people that's making money off the yellow ribbons everywhere are the yellow ribbon makers.
Right.
and I'm sure I just ruined it. But
I'm
that's
sure
Hicks.
a
That's
bunch
Hicks.
of the money is still going to, the cause, obviously. But I hear that there might be some overhead there, too.
You guys have that comedian on all the fucking time. He's going on his podcast
Bill Burr?
about it.
I think
No.
Brennan?
No, the redhead. Yeah, he's fucking going on a podcast about how Goodell fucking takes like 90% of the fucking money, then Susan G. Komen gets like 10%.
Yeah, it's Bill Burr.
I think it's Bill Burr.
I bet
James,
it's not Bill Burr.
All right, I got to go, though. The music is kicking in. That means we got to get the fuck out of here, man. I kind of agree with him. I mean, end zone celebrations. There's nothing wrong with that.
You scored a 2-point conversion on the road to win the game. You're happy.
Right. Fucking idiot. All right, Vic Henley, what do you got, buddy?
Funny Bone Omaha and Sioux City, Iowa, Hard Rock Casino, November 9 through 12.
What do you got, Cuban?
Come to my restaurant. I'll be cooking this week.
Ooh.
Don't fucking say anything crazy to me.
Right.
I swear to God, I'll kick
Where's
you
your
out.
restaurant?
Marie's Italian Specialties in Chatham, New Jersey.
I hear great things. I still haven't been there.
You got to come.
He's cutting us off.
We ran out of music. All right. Follow me on, let's go with Instagram today. Opie Radio on Instagram. See you tomorrow. Bye.